it will be usable. I think the Claude is gonna be usable here. Pero I think it will be usable. I think the Claude is gonna be usable here. Pero most likely, Lancelot, no?
Possibility. So, no hyper-region hero here for the side of Signal Ultra. Nakuha yung back siya dito sa side ng BSB.
Yeah, parang kinuha lang yata niya itong...
Just to stop anything
na... panggulo lang eh.
Panggulo and just, you know,
back siya na to.
Get this certain high-level regeneration hero dito for the side of Signal Ultra. Kasi feeling ko pwede naman sila mag-Rafaela dito for the side of Imba DJ. Not really Imba DJ na, but they could actually go for it, and they Roger and the Johan, they go for it. It's a good way to answer etong sila Khalid.
That's true.
Like sabihin natin dito percentage based din kasi yung nagagawang damage netong Johan. So as long as nasa harap dito si Baksha and si Khalid, they can't really bully him out kasi every time na natatamaan ni Johed yung mga heroes dito for the side of BSB na tanky, palaki na palaki yung damage. So you don't really want to be on the other side of that.
It's interesting kasi isa din they go for the Roger instead, which is a bit of a slower an early to mid game centric na hero. So they hindi nila papatagalin to, and the last pick for BSB looks like it's gonna be a solid one. They're gonna be picking up the Akai kontra sa Choke, kontra sa Roger at kontra na din sa Yuzhong. It's an all-in pick, to be honest. So,
1, 2, 3.
It's
1, 2, 3, Ultra.
taas naman ng energy nun. Naano ako sa energy nun, naingit ako
Yung energy kasi, pre.
Ano yun?
Mamaya. Medyo nag-recuperate pa kasi tayo sa ano eh.
Hindi.
Sa datingan nung nangyari nung
game sila. Parang medyo.
Well, that is true. But, you know what? Sabi nga dito ni Signal Ultra, kalmado.
Calm and collected.
Calm and collected.
Save it for the game.
Alam mo yung yung aggression ni save mo sa game, pero sa totoong buhay kalmado ka lang. And minsan mas nakakapag-isip ka na sa ganung paraan eh.
That's true. That's probably the way that this team likes to play, no? Itong Signal Ultra more of may Wala lang, may nakitang kumukha ni Rhea eh. Sino naisip mo pag nakatingin kay Rhea dito sa ganitong angulo? Wala, sige.
Wala naman.
Okay,
Hindi, baka mamaya mahanap natin.
Baka
mamaya mahanap natin. Pero si Iba DJ daw kamukha ni Tenorio.
Oo, totoo yun. Siya na mismo nagsabi nun eh. Siya na mismo, galing na sa kanila mismo yan eh. So, anyway, we are here into first game for Signal Ultra laban sa BSB. Let's go for a very, very early... ito. Siga agad si Imba DJ.
So, it's Ana. Sorry. Medyo tumamay pa ako dun sa...
Easy.
Okay. Nagkabatuhan dito. Kapuan. Matatakbo lang si Kapuan. Wala naman siyang... hindi naman siya masasaktan dyan in any way. But look at this. 2 masks onto the side here of BSB. And alam nila si Baksha kasi dito will have a hard time in a way sa katapat niya. Ngayon kasi medyo hindi pa siya nako-contest, pero sabi din ng Signal Ultra, let's go for a 4-man invade. And Bensanity and the others, talagang kinukulit nila dito, pero Trevor onto the backlines. Tignan natin dito kung papaano nila susubukan agawin talaga tong side ng purple buff for Signal Ultra, pero it's not looking great on their side as well. Nakaikot na din dito sila Wilson, while si Tsujin no reaction. NR.
Yep. Inaabuso ng BSB ngayon yung kawalan ng ultimate pa ni Imba DJ. Hindi pa siya talagang makakasali sa mga team fight just with the first and the second. Kaya alam nila na kaya nilang mangmama dun sa puntong yun. Kaya sila lumaban. Pero and successful naman.
Si Tsujin dito, hindi din siya umalis eh. Kasi alam ni Tsujin na at this point, kailangan niya lang yung level 4 niya. And once sumating yung level 4 niya, lahat ng rotations, lahat ng reactions, magagawa niya na as long as mayroon siya ng ultimate.
Yeah, as long as they don't die as well. Okay lang naman as long as they don't die right away, yung mga big carry na to, sa kanila okay lang yan. So they are going to take their time. And for now, the gold will be equal.
BSB, on the other hand, hindi pa din kasi level 3 dito si Ana. So, mamaya din nila makikita yung capability ng team fight netong side nila. Cap 1 din with 2 assists. I think it's one of... Actually, yan yung isa sa mga best start for an Akai.
And of course, kasi hindi lang sa Akai, same na din dun kay Baksha. Kasi they both got 2 assists on that one, in that engagement. And
sila yung dalawang may mask.
They have the mask. I'm not sure if dapat balance. Dapat talaga isa dun medyo lower. No? Pero for sure, maayos naman yan later. Pero
I mean, mas lower naman dito yung kay Akai for certain. Kasi nakakuha na din ng minion wave. Etong si Baksha.
Oh, tama yun.
Diba?
Tama yun.
So, there is a division of economy naman na tinatawag for
para gana agad yung mask, no?
Heroes. But it's a good thing for BSB na na-set up nila yung sarili nila, na-set up nila yung early game nila, na sila yung may upper hand dito, and they just have to hold on to that certain momentum na nakuha nila doon from winning that fight. And alam naman natin na malakas ang early game potential ng BSB.
Totoo yan.
There are just times na, alam mo yun, bigla sila nagkakaroon ng problema into converting it into a win. Kumbaga pang close out ng series yung nagiging problema nila. So, with this on their hands, they are more capable of ending or just closing out this game. Pero kasi yung Signal Ultra dito, hindi to yung mga tipong taong nagmamadali eh.
Oh, yeah.
Ito yung mga tipong taong nag-aantay ng perfect opportunity. And at times, if you cannot really pressure your enemy at sobrang aggressive mo, yung aggression mo, nagkakaroon ng problema eh. As long as cool, calm, and collected, yung side ng Signal Ultra dito, I don't really think that BSB will get an easy win. They can get a win, but it's not going to be easy.
And they will also just have a better time in controlling the lanes pag kalmado lang sila. Hindi sila pumapatol agad sa mga team fight. Hindi sila gumago whenever BSB wants them to go. So BSB is definitely going to be on the driver's seat here, I think, for the first few minutes of the game with their lineup. Na talagang pang maagahan naman talaga.
And this is going to be a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, inaabangan lang natin dito yung mga level 4 ultimates netong ating mga players, and I think it's going to be a full-blown team fight from there on out. Hades dito, pag-usapan natin tong player na to. Alam mo, ito si Hades, looking at his hero pool right now, yung ling niya, it only has 1 win and 2 losses. 3 times
medyo masakit yun. No?
Medyo masakit yun. Pero kasi yung nagamit niya yung mga panahon na yun, medyo nag-a-adjust talaga sila.
Yeah.
Sa 10-man setup.
On social media, people keep saying, even though they lost in the recent series, sabi ng social media that Hades was doing great. A lot of the players, a lot of the hindi lang yung players, pati yung mga coaches, they keep saying that this guy is doing good.
And at the same time, Rockhart, ibig sabihin, yung stats na to can be changed anytime. Kaya nilang ayusin to.
For sure.
It's not going to be, sabihin na lang natin, it's not going to be the truth. Kapag nakikita natin to, sabihin natin yung Kufra nila even has 1 win only. But still, they can change it for the better. Yun naman talaga yung nakikita natin dito. So, alam ko may website din tayo for all the stats. I think MPL-PH. And you can look at that para makita niyo yung stats na sinasabi namin for that. But, you know what? Sabi nga dito sa ating, yung mga pinag-usapan natin before this series, Ling is going to be a commodity sa series na to.
Tingin ko din. So, I think both these teams really played the Ling very well. Like, as we said, Hades, not a good win rate, but definitely people can see the potential. Potential nitong taong to sa paglalaro ng Ling.
Ang kailangan mo din kasi isipin dito, kung meron din 1 win dito yung side ni Hades, yung kay Drix din naman, meron din siyang 1 win and 5 losses on it. So,
mabigat din.
They were, kung mapapansin mo yung stats dito ng dalawang team, na binabasa ko sila ngayon, ito talaga yung mga teams na talaga nag-struggle for quite some time.
Yep. And both of them naman eh.
Both of them naman were really struggling. Pero nagkaroon tayo dito ng setup na ito yung game nila na para makapag-pull over talaga. And I really like their chances and I hope they show us a good game.
Yep. So for me, I feel like that's what we're hoping for, right? We're just hoping for a good game for these guys. And we want these win rates to go up. You know? We want these win rates to go up.
I mean,
either way.
I mean, eto sasabihin ko sa'yo, marami din silang mga heroes dito na at a 50% win rate or 66.67 win rate. Pero, you know what? It's going to be the Harriet, the Hilda, yung mga pocket picks talaga nila. And you have Yi Sun Shin, Valor dito for the side of BSB na ang taas ng win rate nila. It's one thing to sabihin na lang natin na to expect from their stats, but it's another thing na yung explosiveness ng mga teams. Diba?
Hindi yun naman ang isang bagay na hindi mo masyadong mame-measure. Yung pagka-explosive ng isang team itself, the way that they will play with these heroes. Ang hirap niyong basahin lahat ng stats eh. I think from just the way they play and from the way that they interact with each other, dun mo siya makuha.
Yeah, and ito yung mapapansin nyo talaga dito sa team na to. Both of these teams have not really low, but pwede mo siyang sabihin na hindi sila gumagamit masyado ng ibang heroes just because loyalista sila sa kanilang mga strategy.
Ganun ba yun?
Oh, loyal sila sa isang strategy na ginagawa nila. And they have fun with it. Yung Signal Ultra, you would see them at times trying to experiment, pero if it doesn't work for them, they go back. They go back to their roots. Yung identity nila into this series or the identity nila into playing the game. And they find success. They find success naman doon. For BSB, yun yung gusto ko sa kanila. Kahit anong nangyari yung mga first few weeks or first few matches nila, they stuck with their own identity.
Yep, they are still keeping at it until now.
Oh, and ang ginagawa nila doon, ang setup nila, sige, yung identity natin andyan na, pero improve. Hindi tayo stagnant
Hindi yung experiment with a new one each and every week, no?
Oh,
Iba kasi yun eh. Yung pag nag-experimento ko ng ibang picks every week eh. Hindi yung...
Sila, ang ginagawa nila, pinapalawak nila yung strategy.
And that's very interesting to know. It's very interesting to see. These are the things na hindi mo naman mapapansin talaga.
Well, if you would see, you could, really just notice these teams. Medyo nag-iinit sila yun. Talaga pinag-uusapan nila yun. Pre, ano bang gagawin natin dito? Wilson, sabi niya, Wilson, ikaw yung lane mo
talaga naman.
Wilson, kaya ko yan.
Ba yan? Lang ba? Teka, tanggal ko muna yung ano ko. Yan.
And alam mo dito, nag-ready na talaga sila. They're waiting to go at it. And Signal Ultra dito, hindi na sila nag-uusap eh. Ang ginagawa na lang nila dito, na-designate na nila yung roles nila. Ganito yung gagawin mo, ganito yung gagawin mo.
Hintay na lang nila
tapos,
talaga.
nag-chill na lang sila. Nag-uusap na lang sila siguro unti-unti. But wala na. Kumbaga, na-setup na yan. Hindi na natin babaguhin masyado. And
Gino daw yata eh.
Comes the game, I think.
I think they are. Everyone's getting ready to fight. Gigil na to. Pag ako nag-post ng ganyan katagal, gigil din ako pagbalik eh. So, lalaban na to. And here we go, mga kaibigan.
BSB versus Signal Ultra. We did have a pause, but right now, let's head back into the game. Trevor dito just rolling. And Bensanity dito. Ay, makikita niyo si Trevor dito na gumugulong-gulong. And yun yung tingin ko isang magandang bagay sa Baksha. Na para siyang diba si Khaled, isa sa mga ways kung bakit, or isa sa mga things kung bakit siya pinipili, is ang dali niyang lumipat-lipat ng lane.
Yep.
Si Baksha ganun din eh. As long as Baksha has his first skill, kaya niyang umikot from one lane to another.
Yeah, mobility is always
gonna be there.
And the same applies to why you would pick the lane all the time. BSB favors that mobility as much as possible. And I would say na it's a smart move. Mobile din, pati yung support nila, pang mobility din eh, yung si Ana on that force.
Pero gusto ko yung gusto ko yung Johid pick na ginawa dito ng Signal. Well, it makes a lot of sense na yung mga frontliners dito ng BSB, gamitan mo sila ng mga homing missiles na yan, and that will put them in a very bad spot. Pero Ana dito, getting caught out. Look at that. Oh my goodness, Rhea dito with the play, and that puts Signal Ultra in front. They can actually just win this fight because hindi na nakagalaw si Ana dito.
Ayan na mangyayari pag na-activate na si Imba DJ, pati na din si Hades. At least sabi ko the moment that Imba DJ gets that ultimate, alam mo na madaming magagawa itong champion na to.
Ipit ata si Imba DJ dito, hindi ito yung hinahanap niya. hindi ito yung pwestong gusto niya. Pero with the feathered airstrike, Ben Sanity is there. Ayaw din naman nilang ma-ejector palabas or papunta dun sa mga kalaban. And they didn't really have yung information kung nasan yung ibang kalaban nila.
Yep, and it's going to be another big one here for BSB. At gusto nilang bawiin yung nawala nila from that last one. Pero sabi ng Signal Ultra, ayaw ko nga. Anong sinasabi mo dyan? We will go and back off and then buy some more time para mag-farm yung aming carry.
And si Drix dito was forced to use the Tempest of Blade. Now, pacing ng game dito, hindi sila, sabihin na natin, hindi nagmamadali yung both teams.
Yep.
Both teams know that they have the capability to take the turtle in just a bit. Nakuha man ng Signal Ultra yung una, pero BSB has a chance to get back at it in just 35 seconds. Clock of Destiny napunta kay Ana.
Aga?
Ang aga ng Clock of
Aga
Destiny
nun.
niyan. So, ibig sabihin, yung plus 600 na base HP at base mana, malalagdagan niya ng 300 more pagdating ng 10 minutes. Not really 10 minutes. Pagdating nung full stacks niya, yung 10 stacks.
Yeah.
So, that's really, alam mo yun, value item.
Yeah. And it goes to show na ganun kalaki yung lamang nila sa early din, sa early game. That what we've been talking about as well earlier.
Cost effectiveness, yun yung sinasabi natin dito. It's not it's the easiest path to take. Elegant gem. Tapos isang item, then you just build it up, tapos makukuha mo. It's not really that power spike item na hinahanap mo, pero when you get it at may oras ka talaga para ayusin yon, you could get a lot out of it. Value for value. And meron tayong engagement na nangyayari dito. That is going to be the ejector on Cap 1. Nagamit din sa kanya Unstoppable Force and Imba DJ dito with the convert. Rhea will go down as well. Drix being at the right place in the right time.
Right place at the right time, my friend. And looks like they will be able to at least palitan man lang, di ba? Palitan man lang. For the meantime. Although Signal Ultra is going to be ahead by 1,000 gold at the 6-minute mark. I think sa turtle tayo magkakatalo dito. I think yung mga palitang ganito, yung mga bakbakan na left and right, it favors both of these teams. Both of them want to go for the later parts of the game. Especially this time BSB with the help of with this link, di ba?
Si Wilson dito, nakuha niya agad yung turret dito sa may top lane.
Yeah.
And that is actually a good move from BSB dito na na-setup nila yan. Pero Cap 1 dito, catching out etong si Johead. And literal na dinaganan siya dito. Imba DJ will get stunned by that sandstorm. And grabe yung grabe yung mga setup nila dito. No? Ito yung sinasabi natin sa BSB, may domino effects silang tinatawag na isa-isa nila kayong hinahanap at parang mga domino kayong tutumba. Isa-isa, pero dire-diretso yun.
Yeah, ang hapdi ni Wilson dun, I was expecting the damage to come from either Drix or Ana, pero si Wilson ang actually tumapos dun sa buhay ni Imba DJ nung huling ikot ng Desert Tornado. So they are actually, may mga surprising factors na nanggagaling sa BSB ngayon, and for sure.
And tignan mo yung ginagawang rotation dito sa may taas. Nahuli nila si Ana dito. And that means pwede silang mag-push. Kapag ka merong Farsa sa lane mo,
turtle pa, 10 seconds.
Nakaset up sila ng maayos dito. Signal Ultra did a great job. Pero ang tanong dito is paano si set up din pabalik etong BSB. They have the retribution, nasa kanila yung link. They have potential to actually contest this.
Yep, and no meteor shower for Imba DJ. They could actually have gone for it, pero they decide to just chill. Nagbabato-bato lang, nagwawala si Kuya Johead. Si Ben Santi sabi,
Oy, si Rhea dito, nalapitan niya si Drix, ha? Yan, that could be fatal.
Tempest of Blades, not really hitting
Nasipa
anyone,
si Rhea
pero
dito.
nasipa. Naku, sinalo. Parang hindi nagkatugma yung mga skills doon. Pero okay lang, nakuha pa rin nila yung kill na gusto nila.
At habang nangyayari lahat yon, habang nasa atensyon dito ng BSB, boys sa baba, si Rhea, ay natumba dito yung kanilang top turret.
Yup, mid lane naman ang laban for Signal Ultra. Galit na galit. Ang bilis mampas ni Hades dito sa Roger na ito with a knock-up as well. Sujin in the middle of everything. Yan, higup lang ng HP ang gagawin niya habang nag-prep yung team niya. Imba DJ waiting for the cooldown. Wants to go for another one, pero looks like back off muna sila.
Hindi nila pinansin yung yung Farsa. Ganon sila ka-dead set sa pagpupush.
Oo.
Ganon sila ka-focus sa push na hindi na nila pinansin yung Farsa doon. Hinayaan na lang nila. Even if sabihin natin niya yung Clock of Destiny is probably gonna peak off in just a bit.
Mamaya pa daw yun.
Mamaya
Hindi pa
pa
ngayon.
yun. Hindi pa ngayon.
Oo.
So, you really have to take into account na ang ganda na ginagawa ng Signal dito, but BSB, they have a lot of potential to turn things around, especially with that Farsa. I think for Ana dito, kailangan niya lang mag-relax. Kailangan niya lang hanapin yung mga pwestong kailangan siya. Feather Airstrike, wala na dito. Pwede na silang lumaban. And this is go time for the side of Signal Ultra. BSB, paano nila i-contest to? Wala ng outer turrets dito. Yung kanilang side. Signal Ultra, slowly but surely pushing out the waves. Top lane lang yung hindi pwesto para sa kanila, and that's going to be Meteor Shower. Imba DJ na pwersa niya gumamit ng flicker dito si Wilson.
Yep, 9.5 minutes pa lang, kumakatok na agad ang Signal Ultra sa gate ng BSB. At I think ang pinaka-notice ko doon ng dahilan is sobrang tagal mag-rotate ni Wilson from the top lane. Like, papunta pa lang siya sa mid lane, ubos na yung teammates niya. And that's probably the reason why sobrang laki ng lamang ng Signal Ultra sa exchange na yun.
Hindi rin kasi pwede talaga lumapit masyado sila Wilson, sila Trevor, kasi yung Johed talaga eh.
Johed ang laking problema pala.
Yung Johed yung nagbigay ng problema sa kanila. Kasi sabihin na lang natin, sige, hindi na natin isipin yung homing missiles kasi makunat na sila ngayon. Pero the fact na madidisplace ka niya, pagka na-displace ka niya, ilalagay ka niya sa ibang lugar na mas malalim dun sa mga teammates niya. Ang laking problema nun for the side of, ang laking problema nun for the side nung taong may ejector.
Kahit sabihin mong madaming mobility skills ang BSB at kaya nila siguro makatakas sa isang bato ng Johed, sa isang ejector, iba pa rin pag may nakaabang na doon, na hate na Roger doon. Paano kung may nakaabang na Cho doon sa pwesto? Sige, gamitin mo yung mobility mo, mahabol at masastun ka pa rin. And pwede ka pa rin makalmot ni Hades.
Then again, BSB dito, they can still defend this. Hindi pa tapos to for the side of Signal Ultra.
Hindi pa tapos.
And look at this, Cap 1 going in with that Hurricane Dance. They take down Roger. That is a good pick-off for the side of BSB. They did a good job delaying this, pero the Lord is right here.
Pupush si Rhea sa top.
Pwede pa silang manalo dito for the side of BSB as long as they stop this onslaught. Rhea dito nasipa. He's gonna get taken down. Wilson naman dito stops the push onto the middle lane, onto the bottom lane. Middle lane turret will go down. And this is bad for the side of BSB. Nabuksan yung base nila dito ng dalawang turret.
Yep, ubus yung Torre at si Rhea nakakuha pa ng kill sa loob nung lugar nila. And that's gonna be a big problem. Sana may replay mamaya. Pero si Drix gusto agad umagaw ng buffs. Galing lang sila sa depensa mula sa base. Sobrang nakagulat kasi no one was dealing with Rhea for a long time there. And now it's going to be Bensati in the middle of everything. Buti lang, immortal siya makakatakas man for the meantime. Imba DJ, lock in with Divine Blade. Medyo masakit na ang aking Meteor Shower. Laban na sabi ni DJ. Pero hindi pa rin siya papatulan ng BSB.
And Hades dito, tignan mo mag-isa na lang siya dito. Literally just using yung retribution ng harapan. Luckily for Drix, nakuha niya yun ng kanyang sariling retribution. So, really
danger
good.
Zone na BSB.
Danger zone.
Oh.
Danger zone ng BSB, pero hindi to hopeless place.
Tama.
Merong bawi.
May laban pa rin.
May laban pa rin. Tatandaan mo, as long as andyan yung Farsa, may pag-asa, nag-rhyme yun. At meron din tayo ditong Wilson at Drix na kaya mag-clear wave.
Only wave clear yan. Kayang-kaya. Kasama pa syempre si Ana. Right now though, pag nakapitas ng ganyan, feeling ko tumataas lalo ang kanilang pagkakataon na makabawi dito. Bensati gonna get picked off as well. Pero syempre, depende pa rin ang call para dito sa BSB.
So, Drix dito, tumalo na lang. Sabi ni Drix dito, susubukan kung
kaya lang mga lang. Pwede na. Pilot
Hindi dapat makalapit si Chujin kay Ana. Yun yung
that's the point.
Role or yun yung dapat gawin ng BSB dito in just securing yung kanilang pag-def sa base. So,
Talagang nililipad kasi ni Chujin si Ana, no? Sa likod.
Talaga. Kasi yun naman yung trabaho
That's the point, eh.
Kasi kapag nawala yung feathered airstrike, parang nawalan din kayo ng isang hero na sa totoo lang.
Laking bagay na.
Laking bagay na, Yan. Pagka nagamit
pag nawala si Ben dito,
makikita nyo, tatalo na si Chujin.
O tiyan
nyo. And lilipakin niya na si Ana. And
nasa
that is going to be a big problem para kay Ana kasi wala na siyang ulti.
Wala siyang pantulong sa bawas. Kasi na-cancel na yung feathered airstrike.
And Wave the Dragon is there. Jit Kondo, he was trying to get a better target pero sabi niya, sige, ito na lang. But eto na, Wilson and the others are trying to def. Drix right here doing his best pero Signal Ultra securing game number 1 and that jawhead pick put them dito sa placing na to at napanalo nila yung game number 1. Iba yun, si Bakasyon yun.
Iba yan!
DJ! Iba yan!
Iba yun.
Hindi, pero sila yan.
Sila yan, matik yan. Tawa ako na.
And
sabi ng Signal, ayaw namin ng pangmatagalang laro. Gusto namin tapusin agad pa habang kaya pa namin, habang super effective pa yung Chang'e namin. Kaya dahil doon, they will be going back into a 1-0 laban sa BSP at 14 minutes.
Back to the drawing board. And ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, last time na nag-beat tong dalawang to, 2-1 ang nangyari.
Kaya expect namin game 3 din dito.
In-expect din namin game 3 to. Just because of the capabilities of the team. Nakita nyo naman na yung BSB, they had things in mind din na gusto nilang gawin. But sadly, it didn't really work into their favor. Although, they have game number 2. To go back to the drawing board, alam mo yung pag-usapan nila kung ano yung mga kailangan nilang ayusin, yung adjustments na dapat nilang gawin para doon sa game number 2. But before we head into game number 2, Shinbu, it rhymes, ano ang lagay mo dyan?
I'm all good! Paring Butter, Shinbu with a one for an eye. At welcome dito sa ating solo analyst segment. BSB versus Signal Ultra, second series, game number 1 para dito sa ating ikalawang araw ng MPL. Silipin natin kaagad, no, yung draft. Actually, meron kaagad malaking disparity doon sa running draft natin. I would agree on sinabi ni Paring Butters, no, na there is some plans na gusto gawin yung BSB dito, pero parang hindi nila parang hindi ma-pull off eh. And this is one, no? Ang laki ng bilog. Pero this is one. Ito, Akai plus Farsa. Kita nyo naman, hindi ko na kailangan i-point out, no? Pero ang obvious naman yung pressure na ginawa ni Imba DJ dito, establishing pressure against sa BSB, always moving forward. Makikita nyo, napaka-rare. Napaka-rare ng instances na nahuli si Imba DJ dito unless sumusobrang pumasok si Imba DJ. But this one, I know. Hindi siya ganung kasama na hindi siya ganung kasama na combination, no. Etong Farsa tsaka Akai combo natin. Kasi the idea is you pin down someone, you have a nice crowd control. May may Roger naman, may Cho naman yung kabila, may Yuzong pa lalo, no. Kaya okay yung Akai na pick. Pero alam mo 'yon, Ana, This performance na 7.2, bronze rating performance para kay Ana, I think that is parang may pagka-justify talaga ang payat ng performance ni Ana dito on that Farsa. It doesn't really sync well with the Akai. Unless super skirmish type kayo o nagro-rotate kayo sa mapa. Kung head-on yung clash, this combination, if we're accounting for crowd control, kind of doesn't make sense, no? Because Farsa wants people to be within the range. Now, if you do on the Akai, pag tumalon yung Akai, mga tol, may dalawa lang na pwedeng gawin yung Akai. Manulak or manghila. Actually, manulak pabalik, no? Which doesn't work well for the Farsa here. Kasi kahit sino dito na makalapit sa Farsa, minus the Chango, it is gonna be a problem for the Farsa. Pag tinulak naman pala yun ng Akai, problema din, di ba? Very early necklace of the runs, very early lead din para kay Imba DJ dito, mga tan. If you look into the post game, you will see why this is 7.2. Kikita nyo dito na the damage dealt of the Farsa sits at a nil 38,000. No? Sits at a nil 38,000 compared naman doon sa damage received nila Ben Sanity and nila Yuzong. Ben Sanity, sulit na sulit, out of that 96,000 na siguro di nyo makita masyado sa screen natin, no? Pero out of that 96,000 damage received, naka-avail siya ng 4 na deaths, no? That is of course mainly clipped by Drix, who's been consistent naman on the link dito. And you also have Chujin here, who got a lot of damage din mula doon sa binabato dito ng BSB. Pero I find it quite low pa rin. And interestingly, si Drix dito, kapag ang isang carry mo talaga, alam mo yun, okay at malinis yung KDA, pero ganyan lang kababa yung damage, ibig sabihin yun, hindi lang binigyan ng freedom talaga na maka-dish out. Whereas Wilson, fully online pa rin, ladies and gentlemen. This is a high-impact player mula sa BSB. And tama ka dyan, paring Rockhart. Wilson is one of my favorite player mula sa side dito ng BSB. So, Signal Ultra, they utilize this composition. They just utilize this composition. That is a composition na very, very fitting for 5v5 fights. Mapapansin mo na tumatalbog lang yung Signal Ultra kapag nag-4v1 sila. Nagiging payat yung puwersa nila. Pero when they went on as 5v5, push as 1, win as 1, buwelong-buwelo si Imba DJ dito at hindi siya mahuli. Silipin natin sa ating smart highlights of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, and there are so many key moments here onto the early game. You can actually see that, like, you know, this is totally expected. BSB very willing to take early fights against Signal Ultra. Pero 1 minute mark na teamfight po yan, no? Pag sumilip tayo dun sa mga susunod pang mga teamfights natin, especially down for the meme game, this is where Imba DJ is totally online. Tinanababa nga ni Imba DJ yung turtle dyan eh. And just like that, the positioning of BSB is all over the place. No freedom for even, Ana, na makalapit talaga sa mga laban natin. And yeah, there is a nice pin down by Cap1 on that jawhead. Pero, ayun pa, Wilson actually totally online. Alam niya na online sila at pwede sila lumaban. They will get the advantage, especially the pick on the jawhead. Pero, you know, this is the fight where it goes back and forth. And again, yung Signal Ultra composition, malakas yan. Lalo na pagsama-sama. Mabawasan lang ng isa, doon talaga yung kahinaan yun. And that was a good read by Wilson on capitalizing that. But still, you can look at the minimap for these highlights. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is just pressure all around the corner. Yeah, papatay na rin si Hades dito sa may Gedli, no? Pero that is because of Rhea split pushing doon sa may top lane side. Na nakakuha silang dalawang inhibitor turret doon. From that point on, grabe na yung pressure against BSB. It's very hard to recuperate, and especially against composition na merong Changu doon sa likod. Roger, who's maintaining good distance against your enemy. This is a very methodical win para sa side, syempre, ng Signal Ultra. Pero, make no mistake, mapa, Torre, yan ang tingnan nyo. Lamang yung Signal Ultra. But in terms of kill count, in terms of damage to heroes, that will fall onto the side, syempre, na pantay pa rin yung dalawang teams natin. MVP natin ay si Chujin on the Yuzong. Yuzong still a very strong pick. At sa totoo lang, wala akong malaking takeaway dito para kay Chujin. Yes, we have a running gag para kay Chujin, which is the Chujin Baldevolen meme, ladies and gents, especially from last week. But this is very basic. Pag nasa iyo na ang bola, shoot mo na lang yan, diba? You get a Yuzong, you have a very strong pick, capitalize on it, and I think that's where Signal Ultra falls into on that game. You know, they really totally capitalize doon sa composition nila, and maganda yun. Maganda yun. Those are kind of basic strategies, pero maganda yun at least to rebuild your confidence, to really steadily move in, lalo pa dito sa ating ikalawang second half ng ating buong regular season. Alright, silip tayo sa ating usapang MPL. Bren lang ang malakas. Again, unstoppable at their current form. Kung saan ang team na to ay may chance, sino nga bang mga team ang may chance sa talunin sila? Ibahagi nyo sa amin ang inyong mga pagtingin at magkaroon kayo ng pagkakataon na manalo ng mga pabalat na nagkakahalagang 200 at 69 na diamante. Hashtag maging alamat. Diba? Solid ng Tagalog. Paulit-ulit na lang kasi yung script na yan eh. Jimbo says Brenyo. Ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay Blacklist International. Yan, bago hindi naman Aura PH dahil sa hyper carry nila na si Full Clip. Ay mapi na may bagong hype tayo sa mga bagong carries. New generation, my men. Of course, on to the next one, we have JV Vipinosa. Ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Aura PH dahil mas sanay sila banan pag umabot na ng late game ang Aura PH. Totally. Lalo na pag late game, doon na nagmamanifest yung veteracy o katagalan sa isang liga ng isang team. Totoo yan. On our next insight sa usapang MPL, we got RV Fornelos Balasta. Blacklist International ang may chance na makatalo sa Bren Esports kasi fresh member pa sila, maganda pa yung communication nila at kaya nila sumabay sa kahit anong rotation. I love that. I love the idea that Blacklist International is getting attention mula sa ating mga fans even to the point that they will pair up with Bren Esports. Sa chansang matalo ang Bren Esports. No? Of course, kunin nyo na yan. Bigayan na, mga kaibigan. Giveaway code get that. And syempre, picturean nyo rin, type nyo na kaagad. We also have our bonus giveaway code kasi nga syempre, lagi naman may bonus giveaway code. Nakukuha naman natin lagi yung target natin on that mythical raffle draw, no? At speaking of mythical raffle draw, fill upan nyo na po ang ating form para sa ating week 6 announcement. This is week 5, okay? Do not confuse it, alright? Pero fill upan nyo na para sa week 6 natin. bit.ly/MRD-W6. Maka-fill up kayo ng 5 form. Qualified kayo doon sa ating ultimate mythical raffle draw, yung grand mythical raffle draw natin for the whole regular season, and you win awesome prizes, hindi lang basta-basta skins. Mga tol, we have game number 2. Ang masaya dito sa laban ng BSB tsaka Signal Ultra, expect action. That is true, kahit siguro may pagka one-sided din. So, sige, balik na natin ang action sa ating mga nagwagapuhang mga shoutcasters.
Di ko alam kung maniniwala ako. Hindi, parang sinarcastic tayo eh. Pero maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Guwapong Shinbu.
Gwapo talaga. I really like yung sinabi niya, di ba?
Yung gwapo tayo?
No, I really like that. I really like that. Pero legit, yung pag nasa ina ang ball namin, i-shoot mo na Chujin Baldeball 2020. Diba?
May kantang ganyan eh. I-shoot mo.
I-shoot
mo na ang ball.
Ito po ay nasusulat.
Naisusulat yan. Kailangan, alam nyo yan, kasabihan na yan. Ang sarap ng basketball. Kanta yan.
Totoo
So,
yan.
kanina, nakuha ni Chujin Baldibolin yung bola ulit. And they convert it into a run-and-gun play. Na-shoot nila and they get 1 point.
Hindi naman yung shoot lang eh. May pasa-pasa din naman yan kahit paano. Si Shinbu bakaw yan eh. Pag siya nakuha, shoot agad eh. Pero si Chujin, may konting pass yan. Obviously with the assist.
Si Shinbu, no, kahit half court, kahit half court, ibabato ni Shinbu. Wala.
I-shoot mo lang eh.
I-shoot mo lang. Baka Shinbu yan.
Baka Shinbu yan.
Hindi, pero kidding aside, ladies and gentlemen,
it was a very teamwork-oriented game, di ba? For Signal.
And ito yung maganda for both of these teams. Teamwork-oriented sila.
Walang super carry na isang si ano lang.
I mean, nandiyan
diba?
si Drix na...
Hindi lang siya.
Oo. Nandiyan si Drix, nandiyan si Hades na they have the potential to go over and beyond the expectations. Pero kasi, hindi all the time ganun eh.
Yep.
Hindi all the time masasabi mo na, si Hades saka si Drix, magpa-pop off sila dito.
Sila yung pag-asa ng bayan.
Papasok sila sa zone. Kumbaga, hindi usually nangyayari yung ganon. So, what do you do kapag ganon na yung sitwasyon? Ladies and gentlemen, you bolster, you fortify yung mga taong nasa gilid mo.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's exactly what happened in that game, right?
Yeah.
It was not all about Hades. Tsujin really popped off as well. And again, looking very good for this guy. And I have to say na yung mga Bensanti plays din, kahit minsan madalas siyang napipitas, he's able to do something about it pa rin. May bawi pa rin on the other side.
Ako, naniniwala ako dito for Signal Ultra, just stick with your plan. It's working. Just draft creatively ulit. For BSB, give Ana something to play with. Yung talagang tipong magpa-pop off si Ana. Because we've seen Ana with the Cho, we've seen Ana with the Alice, and I have to say, napaka-effective ng netong player na to. Sobrang skilled netong player na to. He really knows what to do. Aside from Drake, I'm just saying, at this point in time, you really have to give Ana the X-Factor. Paano ba sabihin to?
Paano?
Treatment. Ikaw yung kailangan mag-pop up dito, pre.
Like, given just all the support he can get. I think yung Farsa niya kanina was just so difficult to play with.
Yeah, mahirap yun.
Kasi, yun nga, Yuzhong was open. And it's just, andaling maabot talaga ng Farsa pag may Yuzhong yung team mo. Yun yung pinaka naging weakness ng BSB. Pero kung wala yun, imagine yung damage na magagawa nung Farsa na yun.
Partner kasi sila, partner yun, na para siyang ganito. Mag-ulti si Farsa. Pagka nakita ni Chujin, na nag-ulti na si Farsa.
May bilog.
May bilog yun. So, ibig sabihin, may dragon nang papasok doon.
Pag may bilog, may dragon.
Pagka may bilog, may dragon.
Napapasok.
And you are negating 3 to 4 explosions on that feathered airstrike. And at a given point in time, you're probably stopping thousands of damage, tens of thousands of damage para doon sa kabilang team.
And
para
I think,
doon sa team yun.
And I think yun din yung talagang nire-rely ng doon nagre-rely ng damage yung BSB sana. Doon sana sila kukuha ng pambawas.
Sa una.
Nung
Simula,
una.
diba?
And naging problema na hindi nila magamit yun even until the later parts of the game. So maybe enable Ana with a different pick. No? Bigyan mo siya ng ibang pick na mas makakapag pop off siya kahit na ma-counter. And you've seen him on different heroes work better than this one.
Yeah. But, you know what? Signal Ultra naman. Focus naman tayo sa kanila dito. This is Chujin's, sabihin natin, awakening. Maga nagising na si Chujin. Sabi niya, nakita ko yung baldibolin movement.
Pwede pala yun.
Pwede pala yun. Pero alam mo, with that, it gave them the confidence, and you know what? Right now, they are aiming to end this with a 2-0.
Sticking pa rin ang BSB dito sa Farsa na to. That is very surprising. Pero this time, ban naman si Yuzhong. So, maybe it'll do better. And that's what I'm looking forward to here. As well as Signal Ultra, I want to see them like, last pick support ulit? Like, pang-alalay support ulit tayo. I'm expecting the Valier to make an appearance dito soon for Signal if it doesn't get banned out.
Ako nga, the thumbs na yun, iniisip ko dito. Totoo lang eh.
Thumbs is going to be picked, obviously.
Tsaka
here, right?
ako, ang iniisip ko din dito, it's Kagura over Valier.
Kagura pa rin over Valier?
O di, well, favorite
mas
talaga
gusto nila eh. Wala akong magagawa dyan. Si DJ yan eh.
Pero, looking at, kakasabi ko lang eh, no?
Oo nga eh. Saktong-sakto eh.
Kakasabi ko lang. Pero,
naman,
if you would look at Signal in terms of hard stats dito, they don't really get Valier as much.
Mas gusto nila yung nag-guagulat ako Signal, mas gusto nila yung Cho kaysa sa Fams. That's a pretty weird exchange for me.
Siguro Rhea. Rhea Comfort.
Rhea Comfort.
Or pwede din kasi ibigay siguro kay Ben Sanity.
Okay. So, speaking of comfort, by the way, Ling on Drake's, that's
pero
as comfortable as you can get.
Okay. So, itong Valier na to, it's more likely na team pick na talaga to. These are team-specific picks. And you know what? For the side of Signal Ultra, they're really happy with that. I think Kufra is not a bad pick to go for right now. Kasi nakita naman natin si Rhea na off-lane Cho naman talaga yung ginagamit nila. And then, onto the side of BSB, meron na silang Ling doon. So, it could be a way to answer. Pero sabi nila, sige, alis tayo dito.
I like the early pick on the Valier. And aside from the Alis. Kasi, it makes sure na hindi pwedeng all-in na super melee combination tong BSB. Magdadalawang isip ka na mag-short range hero kasi Valier ang makakaharap mo. Diba?
That's true.
So, it forces them to go for other options.
And, I'm actually surprised. Usually kasi makikita mo kapag may Farsa sa kabila, the other team, naghahanap sila ng way para counterin yun with the support role din eh. Diba? Chang'o, Kagura, the others. Pero may ibang plano yung Signal Ultra dito. Gusto nilang harapin etong side ng BSB na may Farsa head-on.
Laban agad.
Even without a Yuzhong, kinuha pa rin nila tong Valier na to. And this is very interesting on their side.
So, this is gonna be it. The next bans are going to be very critical here for Signal Ultra. They don't have a tank yet. Or solid tank yet. Alice minsan ginagawa talagang tank yan, pero it's not the main thing. More of off-tank lang siya, extra pangsalo lang ng bawas as long as you have your ultimate, pero that's not the case. Next one, I'm expecting BSB to maybe start looking for Kufra. Ito sa mga ginagamit ni Ben Santi, although not as well as before. We're looking for some tank bans, pero sabi ng BSB, you know what, bakit natin ibaban yung tank ni Ben Santi kung hindi naman siya masyadong nagpo-perform? Kumpara mo naman sa performance na ginagawa ni Hades.
And alam mo, gusto ko yung Harit ban. Kasi sabihin na lang natin dito, area-based yung ginagawang lineup dito ng Signal Ultra. Na kaya nila mag-pushback ng mga tao, kaya nila mag-isolate ng isang tao, papasok doon with the Vales combination. Pagsama ko yung dalawa. Yung Valier and yung Alice na combination. And with the Harris kasi, that's going to be a game of zoning ulit eh. Na kapag ka nalapag yung Zaman first ni Harris, there might be a time na baka mag-push na lang dito yung Signal Ultra at hindi nila makontest.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Stopping the push, di ba? That's gonna be a very interesting deal here. Pero BSB, what's another good carry ban here? Yi Sun-shin would be a pretty good ban. Pero Lancelot. And I think they've proven. Proven na naman ng Signal na, you know what, kaya namin mag-carry kahit ano. Kaya namin mag-Lancelot. Kaya namin mag-Roger. And
ako inisip ko talaga Roger.
Bakit hindi, di ba?
Roger talaga yung isa sa mga options dito na Signal.
Pwede ko nang i-last pick yun kasi syempre wala nang ban eh.
Pwede din sila mag-load kung gugustuhin nila.
This is probably, yun nga, yung Claude, yun yung inatay ko, yung mga explosive Claude.
Oo.
Gusto ko yung mga kayang
Ang ganda ng pacing eh, no?
Oo. Gusto ko yung kayang kumontra sa mga ginagawa nila, JPs. Dapat, magandang showing yun pag napakita nyo na kaya nyo gawin to. Ba, di ba, bakit hindi? It's a good feeling. And at the same time, you're showing other teams that you have to ban this against us in the future. Although, of course, it's not gonna be a carry pick for sure. They wanna go for the tanks. Ano kayang tank kukunin nila? They go for the Kufra nga. Okay. So far, good tayo sa predictions. Tama nga. Ito nga yung Kufra ni Bensanti na.
Pero pinakita na rin kasi ng Signal.
Yeah, totoo naman.
Pinakita na rin ng Signal to kung
they can.
Na nagkakaroon, well, pinakita ng Signal na kaya nila makipagsabayan sa Digi, although they actually fell short from nung laban nila.
Muntik lang.
Muntikan lang nila makuha. They have a certain understanding. Pero ang tanong kasi ngayon, pwede ba sila mag-backpedal? Kasi ako, may mga nakikita na akong ways to actually deal with the Digi strat na kung hindi mo kayang tapatan yung Digi strat ng 1-3-1, hindi ba mas safe na mag 1-2-2 ka na lang?
That's true. And now, since wala nang posibilidad na magkaroon ng Digi sa kalaban, we are safe to go for the Atlas. It's gonna be a secured Fatal Links at madami kaming firepower. Maganda frontline namin, Tamus plus Atlas. Not to mention si Drix, pwede namang hindi agad sumama. May bawas pa rin kami with Trevor and Ana. Although hindi naman ganun kalakas. Imba DJ, the last pick for Signal will be the carry. Ano ang kayang tumagal sa lineup na to? I think Roger na nga talaga.
Alam mo,
maglalance ka ba dito?
Pwede. You can do that. Pero
so, Roger, Lance, Claude.
Roger, Lance, Claude, who will it be? Alam mo, ang masabi ko na lang dito.
Parang, nice one! Okay. It's the Claude, boy!
Okay.
Ito na nga ba?
Nakuha ni Crackheart yung gusto niya. Well, all in all, si Claude dito, maanoy siya.
It is going to be annoying.
It is going to be annoying para sa Claude. Magugulo si Claude dito
ni Trevor
sa pag-farm, sa pag-ikot, and that is going to give a lot of priority para dito sa other heroes ng BSB to get what they want. But, at this point on, feeling ko, set in stone na ata na we have this certain dislike for a Digi strat.
Lahat naman na yata, still, pati yung viewers naman yata.
Alam mo, but it is what it is. Nandyan yung Digi, we have to live with it. And BSB, they will try to make this work for them. I mean, sa totoo lang, all the shenanigans that are happening right now, hindi talaga. Nung una nakita namin yung Digi strat sa Aura, tuwa kami. Pero nung lagi nang ginagamit,
wala na, there's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
There's something missing, you know?
Pero we have to live with it, BSB. This is the strategy na gusto nilang kunin, and we respect that. Signal Ultra, ang tanong, how will they fight this?
Yun nga yun. Let's have a look, see. Will there be a super feed Digi today? Huwag naman super feed Claude. Di ba yun? Okay. Di ba yun?
Pero dito sa may gitna, look at the clear wave na ginagawa nila. Cap 1 will be the one na nandoon sa may baba. He will be an offlane Atlas. Ang binabangko lang nila dito, yung time bomb tsaka yung Farsa, napakabilis mag-clear ng wave. And tignan mo yung ginagawa ni Trevor dito, binabato niya ng binabato.
Oy, classic
Digi. A normal Digi game.
Classic.
Or kasing mga variants ng Digi strategy na to eh.
Ano ba?
Na, ano siya, hindi siya magpapapatay for the early stages of the game. Baga at level 1, susubok talagang ubusin yung mana niya bago siya magpa-takedown.
Totoo yun.
Oo.
Siyempre, naka-retry yan, so alam nyo na. Yun na yata yung marker talaga ng ganong klaseng digi. No?
Efficiency yan eh. Kumbaga, you become efficient, you don't give the easy kills talaga dito, or if you can, give it water it.
Tama.
Pero efficiency, tingnan mo, pag naubos na yung mana niya, rinse and repeat, papatake siya, tapos yung mana niya nandun. So, puno ulit.
Yep. So that's it. That's gonna be the early calling here. Bottom lane ang lalabanan. Trevor dito. Tsujin versus Ana. The orb is there. And yung reverse time, anong orb? Wala kang pupuntahan. Mag-trigger ka. Kung gusto mong makatakas, yun nga ang nangyari. First blood pa rin. Mapupunta sa Signal Ultra.
And Trevor dito, he is playing a normal game of Diggy. And tingnan natin dito, talagang literally not giving any deaths pa dito. Probably talagang siniset up niya lang sarili niya dito kasi ayaw niya mabigyan ng gold agad-agad si Hades.
Oo eh.
Delikado eh.
Exactly. Especially Hades on a killing spree. Ayaw niya makatulong dun, ma-activate yung emblem niya. So, Will is going to be have a hard time. Wala pa siyang Koteran Inferno. Kaya pa siyang ma-takedown ng mabilis. And si Trevor naman, naghahunting ng isa na namang target. Treya will be able to make it out at least dahil sa kanyang shoot po. Hades gonna get that kill. I think this is the beginning. Eto na nga.
And this is probably it. Tama ka doon. Dito, getting caught out. The stun is there. Kapan, using the side lalabas na lang siya. And, alam mo, Hades dito, nakakuha na siya ng 2 kill. Masaya siya.
Masaya siya.
And it's going to be the 3rd kill. Ngayon, masaya pa siya kasi may gold pa eh.
Okay pa yan.
Masaya pa siya, may gold
goods
pa eh.
Yan, goods.
Mamaya pa wala na ng gold doon na magiging kalbaryo.
At dahil nag-spike na ang gold ng Signal Ultra with 1.3k gold lead at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Trevor still on the hunt. Ito na, the kulit is real. Ilabas ang kulit, ika nga nila. And it's going to be a very fun time here for sure kay Hades. Ang maganda kasing isipin dito, anong gagawin mo pag may digi na dikit sa'yo? Right?
Ayan, umalis ka na lang.
BMI pala yun.
BMI pala
parang may clash.
Pero kasi ang problema dyan, ang problema kasi dyan, kahit mag-BMI ka pa kayo, gumagamit ka pa rin ng resources.
Yun nga yun. Mana yan, tsaka time.
Tapos habang nandyan si Trevor, ang nangyayari kasi, may retry siya. So, ibig sabihin, bilang ikaw si Hades, kailangan muna i-take down si Trevor bago pumunta dun sa blue buff kasi i-retry niya yung miss. So, ibig sabihin, nananakaw niya yung buff, nasasayang niya lang din kasi hindi naman talaga niya kailangan. Yung gusto niya lang, i-delay ka.
I think kaya naman eh. The delay is not that meaningful, especially laban kay Hades ngayon. Dahil napaprotektahan naman siya ng kanyang mga teammates. Mabilis nilang na-takedown si Diggy and mabilis nilang nakuha ng objectives etong Hades. You cannot retry as you are an egg form, so hindi naman problema para kay Hades itong Diggy on egg form.
Pero looking at the other members dito ng BSB, Trix, Wilson, Cap1, and Ana, they're making the most out of this.
Oo naman.
Sabihin natin na may mga kills na napupunta ng Signal Ultra, that doesn't really reflect yung 0-7 standing nila dito. Kasi, ito lang naman yung hinahanap nila dyan eh. Mahuli ng isang Fatal Links, ito si Hades. And they can convert. Kapag nakuha ni Ling yung streak ng isang Claude, 11.8k or 12k gold din meron sila ngayon. That's gonna scatter all over. Nakukuha nila yung gold lead na yun just because ito yung binabangko nila kay Hades. Kumbaga si Hades ngayon ay isang naglalakad na bangko. May investment sila dyan.
Right now, Drix, though, na may mga distraction nagaganap laban kay Hades, hindi naman siya magpapatinag. He goes for the hunt, takes down Ana as well. Muntikan pa si Drix dito kay Hades. And now, Trevor, once more, going down, is going to be pinapakita ng signal na hindi naman malaking factor eh. Magiging ahead pa rin if we do the farm properly. Pag hindi tayo masyadong nagpa-psycho dito sa ligi na to.
We actually see that. Pero alam mo, Rockhart, kasi I feel na in a normal setups yung ganitong lead, nag-snowball talaga sila pero sila pigil eh.
Pigil pa rin.
Pigil. Hindi ito yung setup na gugustuhin mo talaga if you're actually leading. So, eto na tulak yung buff. And mag-reset yun. Ito na yung Fatal Links na hinahanap natin. Hades dito, he will get cashed in. And that is going to be BSB taking down yung Claude na kanina pa nilang iniinvestan. And this is a disaster for the side din ng BSB as they cannot take any more kills onto the side of Signal Ultra.
Yun nga yun. That is a big problem. Now, 1 and 13. They got 1. Pero that's all to Wilson. It didn't go to Drixie.
So, ganito na lang. Dito, na takedown. Mas madami na takedown for the side of BSB, but still, the fact remains na at least BSB got the most important kill in the map at that point.
I think so. They got the most important kill. Napigilan nila ng konti yung farm ni Hades, which is yun naman talaga ginagawa ni Trevor buong laro. Let's watch that on the replay. Wrong place at the wrong time lang talaga, feeling ko. After that, this is after the Hades kill pala to, sayang. So, overall, what you would think the lamang sana ng BSB still, it's not happening. Usually, pag ganitong strategy na dapat yung may digi, pero hindi pa rin.
That is very uncharacteristic na only dito si Drix. Usually, you don't see Drix getting caught like that. And it's going to be our Gillette instant replay, hashtag shave the day. Turtle has been slain, pero magkakaroon ata na highlight dito. Wala, hindi nila ipipilit.
Hindi na ipipilit. And they know that Hades got the turtle buff. Ito na, ready to fight na naman ang Signal Ultra after this one for sure. Trying to see if they can get something done. Hinahabol talaga time journey para lang makahalapit kay Hades. Pero si Hades, ang bilis ng movement speed dahil sa Art of Thievery. Now, pwede naman lumaban ang BSB kung gusto nila. Pero parang sabi nila, parang lugi tayo yata ngayon.
Scattered over the map din sila. Kumbaga si Wilson dito, gusto rin niya man sumama dun sa team niya. So kasi si Rhea, humahanap din ways para talagang magkaroon ng push na nangyayari ito for the BSB. Tingnan mo dito si Rhea, yung pwesto niya. Nandun siya sa may Farsa. And tinalo na nila. And that's going to be a Farsa going down sa may mapa natin. Naipit siya dun sa dalawa. And eto na Cap 1 dito. Can't really do anything much sa ganyang setup. And they are falling one by one dito onto the side of BSB. What can they do? Signal Ultra dito just standing up. Talagang hindi na nila pinansin dito yung Digistrat. And for the longest time, ang dami natin Digistrat na nakikita. Yes, it's annoying. But still, there is a way to that.
Yep. And dalawang comparison ang magaganap ito mamaya. Digistrat nito versus Aura. And syempre, yung Claude nito versus JP. Ni Hades versus JP. I think that's a big difference that we can talk about later kasi sa ngayon talagang nagwawala ang Signal Ultra on the map. So as BSB, what do you do now that your Digistrat has obviously failed?
Ito yung mga strategy na medyo kailangan mo lang gamitin yung times journey na in a way na magbe-benefit na yung team. Kasi kahit sabihin mong behind sila ngayon, 122, yung wave clear pa rin nila ang lakas.
Oo, yung wave clear
so kailangan lang ng BSB dito na maging chill. Wag lang sila magpahuli sa mga ganitong pwesto.
Like ganun.
And back on the fact na yung wave clear nyo at meron kayong retribution na if you play your cards right, you can actually steal etong Lord na to and delay them for a bit. Kasi delay na lang talaga yung magagawa mo dito. Sana on the backlines, going down once again, and this is not really working well on the side of BSB. This is not what we expected from this series. Akala natin maulit yung 2-1 series, but right now, mas preparado yung Signal Ultra in terms of studying and going beyond dun sa paghahanap nila ng strats.
And that just goes to show preparation. Diba? Calm and collected. Talagang nag-work out for the side of Signal Ultra. Sakto, nasa red side pa sila. So, now the next Lord, ang hirap i-defend nito as a BSB. It's gonna be very difficult to defend, especially nasa baba pa. Itong si Rhea, nagdadala pa ng minions. So, kailangan mahiwalay si Wilson. Kailangan niya mag-deal dito sa bot lane. So, good luck dito sa quad.
This is very uncharacteristic part para sa side ng BSB. Na usually BSB malakas sila sa early game. But Reborn is the next target. Ayaw na nila ipabigay dito yung times journey. Pumasok na top 1 dito. Hindi niya ipapull yung trigger dun sa Fatal Links. The Lord is marching. Tingnan natin kung paano gagawin ng BSB itong defense nila dito. The Lord will go down. The minions are actually powered Bensanity dito. And he is actually gonna, get Fatal Links doon sa may gilid na yon. And eto na ata yung end ng game. Signal Ultra, they find a way to stop that certain Diggy strat. They make things happen onto their side. And eto na yung sinasabi natin na teams are adapting. Kala ko ba kalmado lang?
Kala ko ba kalmado lang,
sir. Pero alam mo,
sabi lang eh.
let them have their fun.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
They deserve it. Absolutely.
And ako, nagulat lang ako na BSB, I was expecting more.
I was
expecting more. I know na they are capable of doing more things. Pero with this Signal Ultra, they just showed na mas prepared sila dito. To BSB for being creative, distract
nice
sila.
Try, by the way.
Nice try. It didn't really work out on your side. Pero alam mo, it takes a lot of guts to actually pull that off. So,
especially on the biggest stage in the Philippines,
and
the MPL.
Especially dun sa must-win series na gagawin.
Yun nga yun eh.
Must-win tong series
na must-win eh. So, it's, I have to give them props for that. I also have to give props to Signal Ultra for being so prepared. They look like, nung nag-pick Diggy, like, gano'n lang yung mukha nila eh. Okay.
At saka ang kailangan mo lang talaga bantayan doon for a Diggy kasi is how strong the side lane is. Kapag strong yung side lane mo and hindi sila magbe-break sa pressure agad, merong way para makabawi yung hyper carry even if malagay siya sa isang setup na lagi siya napapauwi or lagi siya bibigyan ng problema.
That's right. So that's basically it. That was a beautiful one. I would say na that 2-0 is well deserved and I can't wait to see more for Signal Ultra.
So we can't wait to see more, pero we will see more of Shinbu right now as we head on to our solo analyst segment. Shinbu, take it away.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. Welcome dito sa ating solo analyst segment at that is the conclusion ng series natin. 2-0 in favor of Signal Ultra. Sabi ng mga casters natin, matchups, no, on picking up the Diggy on daring it. I think they're being diligent on the Diggy pick. Pero it is very risky. It is a working pick. Napatunayan na yan dito sa MPL. Pero I think it is very risky. No? Sige, silipin natin yung running draft natin. Makikita nyo actually doon sa draft natin, ladies and gentlemen, that naman sorpresa, no? Wag nyo na tingnan yung bronze performance dito. It is actually of Hades. No? The thing about Hades, the thing about a Claude is that sa lane talaga siya pinaka nagsashine. Pero there is one thing about Claude. No? Nilalaro pa ito sa mga Claude dati. Accelerating his item. Claude is actually one of maybe some heroes na sobrang rewarding magka-item. Dati may goals pa yan eh. 4 minutes, 40 seconds, 4 minute 30 seconds. Makaka 1 core item ka. Pinapaaral nila. Gusto nila makakuha ng maagang item para sa Claude. No? So having Diggy strategy, that Claude accelerates the item of the Claude here. And that is a big benefit para sa Claude. I think I'm just recalling yung dating Claude. Tandaan na yung Claude na laglag rin sa running meta natin. Ngayon na lang ulit nagbalik mula kay JP, then I think kay Carl Z. Now we have seen it on Hades, no? Pero alam natin na kapag naka 2 core items na yung Claude dati, may kasabihan na parang online na yan. Ayun na talaga yung strength ng Claude natin. At isa sa mga pinaka-respetadong picks pagdating sa late game. Now, silipin natin yung post-game natin dito, ladies and gentlemen. At makikita nyo na hindi lang yon. Actually, ang unlucky nung impact nung Claude dito in such a way na nakapitalize yung kanyang killing spree, no? Na spell, no? Ay na emblem, and that is very rewarding kasi once you the Diggy, there are some instances na to up yung killing spree buff because of that Diggy feed tactic, and yeah, high impact yung Claude, lalo pa na-accelerate nga yung itemization niya. And that's the thing, is questions of course on the Farsa, on I think kailangan niya mag-start talaga, especially in using that pick. There are some good moments din ng pick up para doon kay Cap 1 on that last. Pero alam ko wala na, hindi na talaga pwede makahinga eh. Whereas Wilson, yes, again, ito naman ako parang Wilson boy, high performance pa rin doon sa Tams relative sa mga teammates niya. But because siya yung free lane. Siya yung free lane dito. And ang tendency talaga tol ng Signal, no, basing on game number 1, they fight as a team. If you fight as a team, taas yung chance na one side lane ng kalaban will be free to push. At yun nga yung si Wilson, siya yung nagka-capitalize doon. And that's what Signal did, no? Kakaiba nga eh. Ewan ko kung anong pagbasa dito sa Signal, no? Mula sa game number 1, going into game number 2, kasi team fighting team yung Signal Ultra, tapos pilihan ng Digi dito, automatic magkakaroon kaya ng 4v5 scenarios. Ang idea sana is behind yung Claude using the Digi, no? Ipabind naman lagi yung core using the Digi. Pero hindi nangyari yun eh. In-accelerate lang yung mga early items ng Claude natin. And looking into the smart highlights of the game, makikita natin yan. I hope matayaan natin yung time stop na 4-minute mark. Kung titingnan nyo dito yung rotation ng Digi natin, yes, so pinopolis niya talaga si Claude, binabantayan niya talaga si Claude, ladies and gentlemen. Ayan, sinusundan niya. I think moments pa nga na na-cancel yung recall ni Hades dito. And that's actually very rewarding para sa isang Digi strategy. Pero parang hindi nakaka-dominate pa rin. Hindi nakaka-dominate pa rin yung mga teammates dito ni Trevor kahit hindi ka sa laban kaagad si Hades. And eto yon. Actually, mapapansin nyo dito, no? Pause natin. Si Digi dito, nasa malayo. Right? Hindi dapat yan. If you are pulling off a Digi strategy, you'd always want to have your eyes be set on a Claude, no? And ito nangyari, si Hades dito nakarating, no? Nakarating dito sa may bottom lane, ladies and gentlemen, at saka pa lang sumali si Digi dito. Alam natin na mobile naman si Claude. We know that Claude is very mobile. Pero ayun kasi yung problem eh. Pinataba mo ng konti, no? Binigyan mo ng konting yung una yung Claude. Tapos siya sa nakapunta siya sa ibang lane. Kung ano man yung early kills na na-utilize, idinila niya yon, inato niya yon sa mga teammates mo. Doon naramdaman. Alam naman natin na yung Digi strategy para yung para yung investment, mga tol, no? So, the thing about the Digi strategy is, yes, bibigyan mo ng konting gold yung kalaban, but eventually, in the long run, investment na, mga kaibigan, no? Eventually, in the long run, ay ikaw pa rin yung mag-profit, no? Konting gold lang ibibigay mo sa kanila, konting lead lang. After that 8 bounty, then everything will be cashed in favor of you. And without yun, 14-10, sige, kahit hindi natin i-account yung running dito, pero damage dealt is heavy. That is heavy. Ayan yung siseryosohin nating stats kasi kahit sabihin natin na yung damage dealt na yan, ibinato kamihan doon sa Digi, hindi naman ganun kahaba yung life bar ng Digi dito, and still okay pa rin. The network is also big for Hades here. Deserving talaga na MVP ng ating running game, no? So I think one big takeaway dito para sa side ng Hades as he performed, even though merong na dinisenyo para hilahin siya pababa, mga kaibigan, ay hinila naman siya pataas ng kanyang teammates. And one keyword dito is participation, no? Because of the mobility ng Claude, napaka-mobile ng Claude, nakarating sa ibang bahagi ng mapa, naunahan niya yung Digi dito to the point that Digi lost the vision against this here and was able to actually influence the other lanes, with his damage. And yeah, tinuloy-tuloy na lamang yun para mas lalong makalamang yung tips niya. Congratulations kay Hades, ang ating MVP of the game. And ayan, mga kaibigan, no? Sayang. Feeling ko marami pa sanang tactics, no? Marami pa sanang pwedeng ma-utilize yung BSB doon, knowing their strengths, especially. Siguro dahil lang nag-alala, dahil may Atlas sila, maybe choose the Digi tactic. Pero guys, basta-basta talaga napipili yung Digi. So far, the most successful Digi picks are paired with very effective teammates. For example, si Lina tsaka Natalia. Now we get our player interview right here mula sa Signal Ultra, mga kaibigan. And what we have here is si paring Chujin, tama ba? Hello?
Apo.
Yeah, narinig mo ako, Chujin?
Apo. Good evening po.
Okay, good evening. Tol, kumusta kayo dyan? Kumusta? Ikaw, team mo?
Naka-quarantine po kami dito na patagal na, 3 months na.
Oy, nako. Sana bakasyon. Kapit lang dyan, paring Chujin.
Apo.
Sige, actually, Tol, you've made some really good highlights, no? Nung mga nakaraang laro natin. And even now, you had your fair share of performance as well. So, etong katanungan ko, kustahin ko muna yung team ninyo. How is Signal Ultra doing right now? Bagong team pa rin kayo sa MPL. And parang sunod-sunod yung panalo nyo ngayon na nakukuha. Pero gusto ko marinig mula sa inyo. How is your experience so far in the MPL regular season?
Yung experience po namin, first time po lahat namin MPL.
Oo nga eh.
So, sobrang overwhelming po nung feeling. Then, yun nga, sobrang kado kami nung unang laban namin. Na-overcome na namin yung pressure dito sa tournament na to.
Mas are your teammates, yung buong team, pati ikaw, are you feeling confident na rin ba?
Opo.
Maganda, no? Maganda yung feeling. So, what do you think? What do you think of the... Sige, ikalawa kong tanong, simple lang. What do you think of the other teams ng MPL? Ngayon, ang kalaban nyo na mga pro teams na.
Syempre, sobrang thankful kami kasi yung pangarap namin kalaban sila, dumating na. So, be ready.
Ready, no? It's an honor actually, no? Malaking honor na makalaban yung mga kalalakas na mga players. Alright, sige. Paring Chujin, I'm giving this moment to you. I would suggest sulitin mo to. Batiin mo kung sino mga gusto mong pasalamatan personally and in behalf of your team.
Syempre, nagpapasalamat kami. Thank you kay Signal sa management namin. Tsaka sa mga sumusuporta sa amin, sana hindi kayo magsawa. And shoutout kay Bosart, kay Rhea, sa tropa ko sa Road 3 Marolas, Venezuela, at sa Balik-Balik. Tsaka kay Dennis BM.
Ayun. Alright, sige. Paring Chujin, maraming salamat. Congratulations.
Thank you
Keep it up when it comes to your performance and kapit lang dyan sa quarantine natin. At kayo rin, kapit lang din syempre during this quarantine. Ilang buwan na lang din naman ng 2020. Kaya yan. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, giveaway tayo, no? Mga tol, and I think maganda ang bigayan natin dito. Again, type nyo na yan. We have an awesome game or series number 2. We still have our series number 3 actually, mga tol. And I think mainit yun. I think we have Execration ba yan? I think Execration yata versus Ore. Yeah, it is confirmed. Nandyan sa natin, lower thirds. It's Execration versus Aura. Pero bumuelo muna tayo. Kumuha kayo ng mga snacks nyo, i-type nyo tong giveaway code na to. I-charge nyo na yung mga phone nyo kung nanonood kayo sa phone ninyo, mga kaibigan. And of course, yan, get our bonus giveaway code as well. Kunin na rin yan. Ladies and gentlemen, yung mga co-casters ko actually nagpapahinga na rin, getting ready for the rematch between Execration versus Aura PH. Maraming salamat syempre sa sumasali sa mga giveaways natin dito sa ating mga raffle draws. And of course, ang mythical raffle draw natin. Please visit that link kung di nyo pa po ito na-fill up. Mabilis lang po yan, fill upan nyo na bit.ly/mrt-w6. That is the for our mythical raffle draw. And if you filled up 5 of that during the regular season, you are qualified para syempre sa ating ultimate, no? And grand mythical raffle draw. Usapang MPL tayo. Bren lang malas. Again, parang community question natin. Unstoppable at the current form, which team has a chance to defeat them? Share your insights and get a chance to win skins worth 269 diamonds. #be legendary. Unang insights mula sa mga viewers natin, Jalmar Chris Renon. Ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Aura PH dahil sanay silang makipaglaban under pressure. Totoo yan, no? Grace, di ba? Grace under pressure din. Alright, for the next one, we also have one kay Chris Chan Enriquez. Ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Blacklist International dahil sila ang pinakamalaking improvement na naipakita sa mga nagdaang laban nila. But there's one of the most improved team then I would say. Execration din naman, sa totoo lang. David Alan Vencer Bongaville. Ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Aura PH dahil sa kanilang unorthodox meta strategies pati na rin sa high-level individual and team play nila. What a way to describe Aura PH. That is totally accurate. Congratulations sa winners natin for that usapang MPL. Pag-usapan nyo na yan. Paghandaan na to kasi sigurado pag-usapan itong laban na last time pinag-usapan yan kung saan nag-debut yung DigiPick dito sa naglaban yung Execration versus Aura PH. So, sige, maraming salamat syempre sa mga sponsors natin that made this event possible. We get our official co-partner, ang Smart. Squad up and rank up and keep with your favorite teams as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 14 GB for Mobile Legends and Facebook Gaming for 7 days. Simply download the new GigaLife app and choose free games. Also, we get our official sponsor, ang Realme smartphone. For all your smartphone gaming needs, Realme has got covered with the Realme 6 series. With an ultra smooth display, fast charging, and powerful processors. We got our official sponsor, ang Get free damage with purchase of Gillette's Mac 3 Razor, Blue Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Simple Force Pack in select Pure Gold doors nationwide. Also, would like to send the biggest shouts to our partner in esports, ang PayMaya. Get 5% baliktad when you purchase your gaming pins via PayMaya. The better way to pay. Promo runs until September 15. Another partner in esports would be TikTok Live. Check out MLB's channel in TikTok and get a chance to win legendary prizes from ML. We got our official gaming headset partner, ang Logitech. Here like a pro. And this, all of this, pati kami, is powered by Moonton. Alright, I won't hold you back na. I'm gonna be leaving you with the real me, top 5 plays of the game. See you after this break.
Depends on the network you choose. Your movie, music, and game can only be as good as your network's speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Smartphone, dare to leap.
Time to be smarter. Realme, dare to leap.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer shave, less irritation, switch to
Gillette Mac 3.
Ibig sabihin ng MLBB sa akin, hindi na lang siya basta laro. Para siya buhay para sa akin. Nag-start ako maglaro ng Mobile Legends nung sunod-sunod din talo namin sa mga MOBA. Bigla ko nakita yung Mobile Legends sa Facebook. Nanonood na ako sa mga YouTube gameplay kung paano lang yung Mobile Legends. Sa isip ko parang may something dito na pwedeng mangyari, possible mangyari in the future. Naging taon ako sa global, tapos global sa leaderboards, tapos sa Assassin, like Fanny, Lot, Busher, Hellgird, Silver. Yan, parang doon ako na kilala. Hindi ko talaga akalain na magkakaroon din ako ng contract sa mundo. Hindi ko talaga na-expect yun. Malak ko talaga maglaro, grind ng grind, sumali sa tournament. Sa prosin kasi kailangan kasi talaga doon full time talaga as a player. May schedule ka ng practice mo. Hindi ko kaya pagsabihin yung pro scene pati yung streaming. Hirap talaga ako kasi yung time yun, wala akong disiplina sa sarili rin. Namimili ako kung tutuloy ko yung pag-ML o pag-aaral. Pinagpalit ko yung pag-aaral ko sa paglalaro ng Mobile Legends. Tinatago din yung saksakan ng wifi namin. 12 AM, tatanggalin na yung saksakan ng wifi para di ako makapaglaro. Kung siguro madaling araw yun, tumatakas ako sa bahay para lang makapag-ML. Wala ko namang parents na gusto pagpalit yung pag-aaral sa bagay. Yung idea, syempre, yung family. Kasi sila yung dahilan kung bakit nagagawa itong mga bagay na to. Kasi yung family ko kasi talaga dati nagkaroon ng problem. Nung nangyari lahat ito, parang unti-unti na nagbabago yung sa side ng family ko. Naportahan ko sila. Hindi ko magagawa kung hindi ako na-inspire sa kanila. Ang iniisip sa akin ng ibang tao, siguro tahimik lang ako. Iba ako sa realidad eh. Ako yung pinakamakulit, ako yung pinakamaingay sa sabi mong pagkakada. Ako din yung lagi nagpapatawa, ganyan. Yung, kasi sumisan kasi sa streaming eh. Shoutout ako ng shoutout, napapagod na ako. Pero syempre, wala, kailangan yun. Yun yung gusto lang ng fans natin eh. Kaya kahit malit na bagay, kailangan natin doon. Wala mag-aangat sa sarili mo kundi sarili mo lang. Sa umpisa, wala talagang suporta sa'yo kundi yung iba manlalait sa'yo, nasa papasikat ka lang kaya i-stream ang mapapala dyan. Huwag kang makikinig sa sinasabi ng iba. Kung anong gusto ng puso mo, sarili mo, yun mo lang. Huwag kang magpapapait sa iba.
Buhay na! Si Grid! Yung pinaka-problema na natanggal nila, bumalik na naman! And grabe yung
Nagsimula yung career ko nasa gaming. Nakakampi ko sila, Sire, Chuck, No, tapos si Kapan. Unang qualifier ko nun, hindi kami nakapasok. Nalaglag kami sa qualifier ng season 4 nung BSP pa ako. Piniyak ko ni Siko na huwag daw ako mag-alala, makapasok daw ako ng MPL. Tinupad niya naman yung pangako na kukunin na ako. Kasi siyempre, grinab ko yung opportunity na makapasok sa MPL. MPL-PH ako, madami ako natutunan nun, lalo na sa mga pagkatalo namin. Championship, sobrang heartbreaking kasi lamang ng 2-0. Tapos naudlot yung pagkapanalo na. Hindi nga ako masyado napagsalita nung up na yan. Hindi din agad ako nakalis ng stage. Historical sa nung pagkapanalo namin dun kasi straight from quality kami tsaka rookie sa MPL lahat. Tapos yun, sayang. Kailangan naming maghiwalay kasi hindi na gano'n nag-work yung communication namin. May mga players na hindi na din katulad ng sama namin dati. Siguro party din yung paghihiwalay. Siyempre, nung nagkaroon ako ng opportunity nung kinuha ng Sunsparks, grinab ko kasi kailangan ko magkaroon ng new journey. Sobrang laki ng pinagbago ng champion na ako sa MPL kasi finally na-prove sarili ko na kaya ko mag-champion sa PH kasi yun talaga yung pangarap ko. Leaders ko na prove ko sa kanila na ganun kababa yung laro ko. Sobrang motivated ko din kasi i-prove yung sarili ko. Sobrang daming hate na nasid ko ng season 4 and sa M1. Masarap sa pakiramdam kasi nalaman ko kung bakit sila yung champion. Ibang-iba yung feeling pag sila yung kalaro. Sobrang goods lang naglaro. Yung good mood lang ba? Kalmado lang sa laro. Naghihilaan pataas. Ganun. Ngayon naglo-look forward ako na mag-champion sa ibang bansa. Yun naman yung tinatahak ko ngayon na goal. Dito ko natutunan maging kalmado. Especially kasi yun yung naturo sa akin ng mga ka-teammates ko sa MPL-PH. Hindi lang siya basta nabibuild din dito yung kumpiyansa mo, yung attitude mo. Lahat ng positive pwede mong matutunan din para sa Mobile Legends.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Execration versus Aura PH. This is going to be Uncrowned versus Crowned. Ladies and gentlemen, kami ang magiging shoutcasters. Ako, si Butters, ang yung magiging anchor. Sama ko ngayon si Rockhart na magiging analyst. So, kamusta, Rockhart? Ano nang nangyari dun sa Series 2, Series 1? Kung anong gusto mong pag-usapan?
Gusto mong pag-usapan na napakainit nung last season. Dapat talaga, feeling ko ng Game 3 yun eh. Okay. Especially yung laban sa Sigma at BSB. I feel like sayang yung Digi strat na ang nangyari, Digi feed strat, good idea. Tama, good idea na magkaroon ng Digi feed strat. Pero anong problema? Yung counter Digi feed strat, instead of guluhin niya yung farm ni Claude, sa early game, dun sa Claude napunta yung early gold na meron pang gold si Digi. Namatay siya. So instead of helping, I think nakasama pa yata yun para sa BSB, which is sayang. Again, it was a waste. Pero congratulations Signal Alter for that 2-0 win last series. Now we're on to Game 3 naman.
Pero bago natin pag-usapan yung Series 3 dito, let's thank our sponsors, Christ, our official tournament telco partner squad. Squad up, rank up, and keep up with your favorite teams as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 15 GB of Mobile Legends and Facebook Gaming 14 GB for 7 days. Simply download the new GigaLife app and choose free games. Our official sponsor, Realme. For all your smartphone gaming needs, Realme has got you covered with the Realme 6 series with an ultra-smooth display, fast charging, and powerful processors. We also have our official sponsor, Gillette. Get free diamonds with purchase of Gillette's Mach 3 Razor, Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Simple Force Pack, and select 4 gold doors nationwide.
And our partner sports PayMaya, 5% balikbayad when you purchase your gaming pins via PayMaya, the better way to pay. Runs until September 15. Partner in esports, TikTok. Search nyo din ang MLBB on TikTok Live for a chance to win some awesome prizes, and you can watch the live stream there as well. And our official gaming headset partner, Logic G, here with K-Pro.
And of course, this is powered by Mon. And thank you, sponsors, for making this all possible. Now, pag-usapan natin ang Uncrowned versus the Crown. For the longest time, ever since OBS Gaming has been here, he's leading the squad, and nag-sit out siya to be the sixth man. And to be honest, ang daming expectation for this team, but right now they're still uncrowned. For the other side naman, Aura-PH, they really have to make the most out of the season because they can build a dynasty if they do. Pero bago dumiretso at pag-usapan natin yung mga teams, kilalanin muna natin side na Execration.
Katim ko pa lang sila Pakben, sila like. Every time na may kami, hindi talaga kami practice. Hindi na alam kung paano kami sa regular season. Parang naka-win streak pa yata kami sa regular season nun eh. Parang nagpa-flashback sa akin na ano namin nagagawa yung gano'n.
Laban namin sa Archangel na ano yung pangalan namin yung bomba na.
Sub na connection.
Playoffs namin season 3, yung natalo kami against Image. Ganun pala kasarap na matalo ka sa gusto mong gawin, gusto mong bumawi.
Yung every time na nanalo kami as a sa ganong mga players, sa mga top teams na sa ganitong tournament.
Kahit sobrang lakas na nila, gusto pa rin lagi matuto.
The willingness and eagerness to learn for the side of Execration, yun yung main thing na tinitingnan dito ni Zapnu. We have Etomax, Benecutie, Chapnu, Sagitnu, Hate, and Zapnu.
Yeah.
Yan sinabi ko kanina.
And main thing naman na gusto ko makita dito is yung QR codes upper right.
QR code,
Scan
nandiyan
din
yan. Scan it and support your MPL teams, your favorite MPL teams. Kung hindi pa kayo naka-follow, naka-subscribe sa kahit anumang social media platform.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. Support these players kasi, alam mo yun, they're the ones who are giving us best matches and sila yung nagsusumika para entertain tayo.
Tama.
Every week. So, for Execration right now, Rockheart, tatawagin sana kita midnight ng ingay kasi ni midnight.
Midnight na. Hindi pa nababasa eh.
Kaya pa nababasa eh. What do you think are the takeaways from the first they met dito? Ngayon, magkita uli sila on another setting. You know, 10-ban setup. Ano yung mga pwedeng ayusin na Execration dito to get the win this time?
I think kailangan ayusin na Execration is hindi sila, they need to get more heroes on Chaknu. Yun talaga eh. Yung factor na Chaknu gets unlocked, yun yung nagiging miss from the recent Execution games that I've seen. Otherwise, they are a perfect team. As long as Chaknu can get rolling. Minsan kasi pag napapwersa siyang magpopoling Kupa, for instance, it's hard. It's difficult for them. Pero once he gets onto those Kufra, onto the Atlas, it looks better. They look like they're in form. Everyone else follows. Ito mas Benecutie, Hate can perform even better as long as Chaknu feels comfortable on the hero.
But ako yung titignan ko talaga dito is you channel the Hate again. Hate has been, sabihin natin na rough yung kanyang performance through the past weeks, pero right now this is the time na pwede mo i-unleash si Hate ulit at magkaroon ulit ng significance yung mga games na ginagawa niya dito. But to have our other team or a PA na handang-handang magpakita sa inyo ang mga OPA natin. Let's head to the video.
Tunay na OPA.
Ang pinaka-memorable sa MPL moments ko yung Season 4 Game 5 sa Onyx. Close fight lang, tapos biglang lumamang yung Onyx. Sabihan po ako ni JP na pag patay ako, matatalo kami.
Pinaka-memorable na moment ko is yung Season 4. Nung
nangyari dun sa lahat ng plays na ginawa ko, gamer instinct talaga. So, nag-out talaga yung paningin ko. Tapos, gumana na lang talaga yung kamay ko. Nagkusa na siyang gumalaw. Hindi ko in-expect na sobrang mag-on point lahat nung ginawa ko dun.
Siguro yung memorable na moment ko ng MPL Season 3. Nag-champion kami nun. Tapos, pagkababa ako sa stage, sinabit ko sa mami ko yung medal.
Ayun yung hindi ko nakikita sa iba. Kasi normally nakikita ko na may nag-aaway.
Nag-blackout yung paningin ng Rafflesia. Malaw yung, hindi niya alam kung ano nangyari. Yung kamay niya, malaw. PH dito with the roster lineup. Have Rafflesia, KLVJ, Kilowashi, JP, Redo. Scan nyo ito QR code sa taas.
Matic.
May bago silang teaser video
Please
doon.
lang.
Please lang panoorin
nyo.
Makikita nyo. JP. Rafflesia. Ganun ka.
Mapapaganon na lang eh. Iba talaga eh. Basta you'll know what we're talking about. Visit that QR code for sure. You will not be sorry. And this is a team na I think yung sinabi naman ni Rafflesia. Ikaw naman, grabe ka naman eh. Game instinct. Flow state. Kumbaga, where talagang you're on muscle memory na yung gumagana. Tapos yung brain mo nag-iisip na lang ng mga posibilidad sa laro.
Hindi mo yung mga bagay na hindi mo makontrol eh. Parang yun yung tinatawag nating zone.
You're in the zone.
You're in the zone. Kapag ka nangyari yun sa'yo, you're going to have the best game of your life. And, luckily, it happened to him.
Tama yun.
Nila. But this team is still looking as strong as ever. They are on the top of the leaderboards dito. And RPH Execration, they are in the same group. So, right now, I think Execration is really, paano ba sabihin to? Gigil. Really gigil.
Gigil sila na kunin yung syempre. Ano ba, malapit lang naman yung score. Hindi pa ganun kalayo ang score ng Aura-PH.
But then again, Aura-PH, hindi nila hayaan basta-basta mangyari yun. They have a lot of strats. And the first time these guys, doon nagsimula ang strategy.
ang bangungot ng ating mga
bangungot ng ating mga laro. Pero you know what? That is a really good series para sa akin na it could have gone both ways. Execution could have won it. The thing is, gumawa ng isang play sa Loyi dito si Felicia, which cut out yung Harit ni and that really just gave the game or gave the series para side ng Aura-PH. But you know what, Execration? I'm pretty sure that they're very capable of going head-to-head, toe-to-toe with former champions, the back champions. So, Shinbu, ano sa palagay mo, kaya ba na Execration talagang head-to-head dito sa back-to-back champions?
Man Butters, kayang-kaya talaga. Maraming salamat sa insights ng ating mga casters, and actually thank you Butters for pointing it out. Hindi lang actually Digi yung nagsimulang horror mula sa laban ng Aura and Execration. There was a very massive highlight play there mula doon sa Loyi, and I think maybe you can correct me on this, pero I think yun lang tayong Loyi pick ni Rafflesia for the whole regular season. And isang explosive play lang ang ginawa ni Rafflesia, and that allowed them to get the win on that series. Now let's go into the team head-to-head here. Still very erratic, but look at that. Nakaka-recover na po. Nakaka-recover na po kahit paano yung average kills per game. Yung KDA pala ng Aura-PH, no? Kumbaga, yung KDA average dito ng Aura-PH, kung sinisita siya ni Rafflesia, pero inaayos naman ni JP. Kaya naman pantay ngayon sa ng Execration dito. But, look at that. Medyo magkapit pa rin. May konting edge lamang Execration mula sa team damage natin. Average game score and average kills per game. Kasi ito ay isang team talaga. Execution, very explosive. That the stats is very hard to fit to them. Kasi mapuso talaga at ma-action. Mga laban na matutunghayan nyo mula sa Execration. But there is a very big outlier here. First blood count is in favor of all. Very curious ba kaya mababa yung first blood count dito na Execration. I think yung 8 na count sa Aura-PH is just, normal para sa isang team. Nonetheless, Lords lane game, Turtles slain per game, turrets destroyed per game are actually indicators ng win para sa laro natin, para sa mga teams natin, because that establishes pressure. Parang maganda siyang indicator ng pressure sa laro, which I think yung running meta talaga natin. Now, let's go into the team head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen. At ang pulso ng mga nood na Pilipino sa nanonood ngayon. And we have a whooping 80% Facebook support rate para sa Aura PH. Siguro dahil sa bagong video nila. We have 19.0 Facebook support para dito sa Execration. I actually love that. Not because I'm against Execration, but rather Execration has a very big fan base. Pero yung mga fans ngayon medyo mas factual na bumoto at mas naniniwala nga siguro sa kung ano ang pinapakita ng stats dito. Pero this Execration, you are facing boy, not mention of the matches, of course mga votes nila on how erratic and how unpredictable they can be. They also snag wins din, no? Back in Season 4 and Season 5 against Aura dito. Only to falter in Season 6 with a 2-1 series para sa Aura PH. So makikita nyo kung history lang naman, nagkalapit. Yan mga kaibigan. Also, kailangan ma-improve ng Execution yung kanyang season win rate dito. Talaga mas ma-build confidence ng fans ng Execution. Now, for our player head-to-head, sila natin syempre si Hate kalaban si JP. Ako, nag-express ako openly ng pagdududa sa consistency ni Hate mula sa side ng Execration. But he has his fair share of game na napakaganda na recently para sa side ng Execration. Whereas JP, wala tayong ibinanggit kay JP. Lalo pa nung pinasimulan niya ito sa Claude, he is back on his championship form. Ang tanong ay maipagpapatuloy niya nga ba ito? Ang tanong ay yung init ba ng Aura PH ay talagang tuloy-tuloy lamang? Kalapit lamang ang kanilang KDA, 4.63, 4.85, napakadali offset, especially with games. And halos, di pala halos, parehas ang kanilang unique heroes use. But MVP count, majority lying on to JP sa mga victory din ng Aura PH. The interesting part about the MVP count is recent lang po. May momentum talaga ng Aura PH. Alright, on to our star player head. Ang sisilipin natin ngayon ay si Etox at Raflisha, which I actually like. This is a very fitting star player head kasi parehas playmaker yung dalawa. Actually, playmaker karamihan sa mga players. You got Chak sa kabila naman. You also have Greed, no? I mean, totally fitting for this match, no? Angas! And bravado yata nadala ng dalawang players natin dito sa kanilang team. They on, naunguna at marami silang pakulo over they take this offense. And na natin talaga, actually, baka pwede na ma-update yung overlay. Kailan na natin yung pagay ng KDA kay Raflisha. Sinuko na ni Raflisha yan. Mga kaibigan, unique hero use, especially with the Digipick, sa mga di po nakakaalam, ang baba po talaga ang sahol ng KDA ni Raflisha dito because of his maraming magandang count at medyo consistent count ng Digipick strategy. Successful din though. Alright, so unique heroes use, bilamado dito si Raflisha. Kita naman, championships, alam nyo na rin yan, mga kaibigan. But on how these two play, they play kind of in a different style, pero minsan may similarities rin, no? Kasi ito means more on backline, minsan po ma-frontline. Raflisha goes for the frontline as well. Pero one thing is constant between these two, both are playmakers. Ayan, ladies and gentlemen, Execration versus Aura PH. I think this match, we get the XP tsaka blacklist dati. Pero I think nung nagsimula yung week 1 natin, itong laban na nagkaroon tayo ng napakalaking headline. And from that point on, they've been consistent headliners din naman talaga, dun sa mga sunod pa nilang laban. So you don't want to blink, you don't want to miss any moments para sa laban na to. Ito ang ating huling series ngayong gabi. So di ko na patagalin to. Back to casters.
Gusto namin patagalin.
Patagalin natin.
Maraming salamat, Shinbu. And yeah, I do agree. Both playmakers, Raflisha and Etoma. And you know what? Sila yung nagiging kuya ng team. So, from standpoint na kaibigan sila, you would really see the maturity na pinagdaanan na itong mga teams na to. Way back season 3, they came in with guns a-blazing, di ba? Yung no limit dati, itong PH, and right now they're at Aura. They won championships already. Si Etomax has been with a fair share of teams but only to find himself back in the arms of Execration.
Nakalipat din siya, no?
Patatalon, pero laging Execration ang babatan. And this is what's good about Execration. Hindi sila, alam mo yun, are really just, entice to come back. Kasi alam nila, they trust you. And it's really important for them to trust their players.
That's right. Trust is something that is forged over a long period of time talaga. And especially synergy na nabuo nila ngayon, like the Execration from before, yung evolution talaga ng Execration paulit-ulit dito, they have changed a lot from what they were 3 seasons ago. And it's changed for the better. To be honest, for Execration, they changed into something na from a game that's supposed to be, sabi nga ni Zapno, hindi din siya ban siya nanalo dati. So, mga ginagawa nila. Compared to ngayon, it's more methodical and mas surgical, kumbaga. Mas may hulma yung mga play nila ngayon compared to before na talagang rambulan tayo, palakasan na lang kung sino yung matibay. Yun yung nangyari. Ngayon, this is our plan, stick to it, and then we'll win. It's definitely a sign of improvement and maturity from a team that has always been looking for the crown. Ika nga nila dito matchup natin.
There is this impending threat that is Aura PH. Is ready to just take on everyone on the side. Hindi naman sa side ng Execration lang, but for everyone. Naharap sa kanila. But Execration has a chance. Para sabihin na, papantay kami sa inyo ngayon. Hindi nyo kami mahuhuli ng kahit anong shenanigans ngayon. Hindi nyo kami pwede hulihin ng kahit anong gimmick. Baba namin yung digi at wala kayong magagawa kasi ginulat nyo kami last time.
Pwede nyo itigil yun right away. That's it. And kung hindi nyo maalala guys, dito talaga nagsimula lahat yun. Like we said na the Execution vs Aura PH matchup. So, meron din gustong mensaheng ipadala syempre ang Execration para naman mabalik yung nilang syempre bravado, laban sa Aura.
Tsaka alam mo, ito sabihin ko sa'yo, hate, consistency-wise, nagkakaroon talaga siya problema ngayon. A lot of people are noticing. Pero I think this is the time for hate to actually just step and drop everything ng pagdududa niya.
Tama.
Yung at this stage of the tournament, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na may pagdududa ka pa sa sarili mo or anything. You just go at it. And talented na player siya. But against JP, hindi mo pwedeng pagdududa sa sarili mo because JP has been one of the most consistent God carries, katulad nga ng sinabi ni Shimbu. And alam mo yun, kapag konting doubt ka sa sarili, JP is gonna eat you whole.
That's right. I think sobrang napakita ni JP yun nun mga nakaraan. Konting pagdududa lang na pinakita ng kalaban niya, papasok siya ng blazing duet sa mukha mo. That is a sign of champion and you cannot falter. If you hate, hindi ko pwedeng kumurap mata mo laban sa team na to. And I'm expecting you know what? Expecting Claude to be seen here as well.
You know what? May tanong tayo kanina kung kaya ba sumabay ng Execration sa 10-ban setup dito ng Aura PH. We will find out in a bit. Pero kung ako tanungin, looking at their previous game, yung previous series nila, I would say yes. Kaya nila. But they really have to prove it kasi nung natalo yung Aura PH sa Brand Esports ng 0-2, nagising ang Aura PH.
Nagising talaga, nakakatakot na silang kalaban niya.
You know what? Execration din kasi yung unang nagpakita na kaya mag-bleed ng Aura PH. Even though they're the back-to-back champions, pinakita ng Execration ng game number 2 nila.
Nasaktan, Oo, nakasakit. Ang Execration, kahit paano, they are obviously still in line for contention dito sa playoffs. And they will definitely want to take this opportunity na mapakita yun sa ating mga
So, let's head on to the draft. Wait, you have the Khalid. You have the Khalid, you have the Yunshin, and you have that Balmond.
Interesting.
Yun yung hinahanap ko kanina pa, Yuzhong.
Bakit ganun?
Went under the radar.
Under the radar.
Hindi, ano lang siguro pre. Ganun lang. Ayaw nilang makounter si Khalid. So, kinuha na lang nila si Balmond because that is alam mo yun, deny pick. To be exact. But for RPH dito, they get that Yuzhong, and you know what? Yuzhong on RPH, it is kind of scary.
It is. And considering hindi pa yun yung first pick nila, first pick nila dito is instant luck na Kufra, which is bihira ding ma-open para dito sa Aura. So, the moment na nakita nila, they just went for it straight away. That's impressive. That's impressive that they got it.
And it's good against the Khalid, kayang habulin si Hate, kayang habulin yung Lee Sun-shin kung kakailanganin. But right now for Aura PH naman, tinanggalan sila ng link dito. So, they won't have that certain map presence in terms of coverage, jumping back and forth dun sa may mga base, dun sa may mga side lanes natin to the mid lane to another side lane. So,
and the big limitation to the lineup of JP, to the hero pool of JP, will most likely either Lancelot or Claude be hovered here para sa Aura PH. So, I wonder kung nasa isip din ng execution na i-ban pa yun. That's a good one. That's a good thing to look for.
I mean, at this point, siniset up na lang nila si JP.
Oo.
Siniset up na lang nila si JP to have a good game. Hindi nila binigyan ng masyadong maagang priority yon. And gagawa na lang nila ng paraan dito kung paano mag-try si JP, knowing na Aura PH dito, they can just pick any hero for JP. Tinanggal nila dito sa execution yung lands kasi ayaw nila yung pressure na may retribution every single time. Turn through retribution, masyado talaga nakaka-secure kasi top yun eh.
Totoo yan.
Masyado nakaka-secure, turtle, yung mga ganong idea. So, the support will be Chang'o dito for the side of Aura PH and binigyan na ng last pick dito si JP.
Interesting kasi ito makasama ng medyo kinuhaan nila ng hero. And now, they are gonna go back to the Lunox, another team that heavily favors this hero. Isa lang siya sa mga team na gumagamit ng Lunox recently. Napapansin nyo?
So, is this a side lane? Pwedeng side lane Johed, Balmond, tapos support.
3 yung Lunox.
Support
parang,
eto, Max.
Yun.
Pero pwede rin kasing maging support yung Johed eh.
Yes.
So, we'll see later. Pero right now, Aura PH, maka-adjust pa dito yung execution kung sino yung dapat gumamit, sino ng kahit anong hero. Kasi they are just waiting for Aura PH dito to just pick their last carry. A Claude, would it be that bad? Pero, who knows?
Baka pwede rin mag-carry din. Malay mo.
And then just go for a
Harry.
Okay. Pacing is the name of the game. And
not bad.
It's going to be JP on that Harith. Kilowatt with the signature show and KBJ just taking whatever the hell there is to play. Yuzhong.
So, ang gagawin dito likely ng execution have side lane Khalid and Balmond for the fast wave player and the trio of Hate, Shakno, and Max going around mid lane. And I expect that to be a thing. And what I would like to see is something to stop the Harith. Parang medyo mahirap gawin yun. Considering na si Graf siya nakuha ng Kufra.
Layering to. Kaya nilang pigilan yung Harith dito for the side of execution. Pero layering. Ang kailangan nila is mahuli ng Johed with an unstoppable force projector. Tapos, meron ding Khalid na ulti. Pero kasi, ang usual na nakikita natin kasi dati, if pareho naman tayo galing season 1, one way to counter a Harith dati is to have that Lunox in.
Yep, masakit sabayan.
Kasi,
pag nag-darkening ka,
kasi hindi kailangan is yung skills ni Lunox. So, ibig sabihin, kahit gaano kakulit yung Harith, as long as nakalakas sa kanya, pwede mo siya i-burst down.
So, and now it's probably going to be the same thing, right? So, tignan natin kung mangyayari ba yun as we head into Game 1 for Execration versus Aura PH. And like I said, it's going to be basically that setup as well. Kasi bihira talaga tayo makita ng Lunox. And ito I feel like it would have been better sana nga kung nakaparsa sila, pero Lunox is going to be a good bare bones. Oh, first blood.
Nahuli nila si Benny Q. And he went for the dive, yung creep cut, yung minion cut. So there is going to be a bit of a punish there for KLVJ, and he is capable of doing that kasi nag-flicker na rin si Benny Cutie. So good move coming out from KLVJ, just punishing that act na ginawa sa harapan niya. And alam mo yun, you have to convert everything na pwede mo i-punish at this point.
Interestingly, parang 4-man ang ginagawa nila ditong non-stop. So yeah, there you go. Sa gitna going to the top lane. Nagulat ako. Ayaw pa niyang umakyat. So, na nakapag-free farm si Kiluash dito sa top lane. That's absolutely fine. And Benny Cutie, talagang pilit niya na malalim ang pasok with the Balmond. Interesting.
And eto Max, dito yung next target. Here comes KLVJ. Go 1v3. Hate ang kanyang target. Eto Max dito. Nalapitan din ni Kiel, but that is gonna go to the hands of Greed. And kaya ba talaga ng Execration dito i-invade side ng Aura PH? Kasi they're really trying, pero napapunish talaga sila just because the Yuzhong is there.
Medyo mahirap to be honest, pero right now si Shaknu trying to be disruptive, trying to stop the buff from going over to JV, pero yun pala, siya ang makukuha ng Aura dito.
I like the aggression, Execration dito. Nasa nila yung bola that point on kasi hindi umuwi yung Aura PH and hindi nila tinatanan.
At may nabawi sila dahil
sila. At naparusahan pa nila si JP dito na nawala sa kanya yung buff niya.
Yep, big deal na nawala yung buff yun. That is a purple buff, additional cooldown reduction, magic mana regen, and everything that JP actually needs. Ngayon, siya naman ay may hirapan sa Gitno. Will not be able to sustain against the meteor shower.
But look at this, Zapdos, hindi napipigilan ng Aura PH dahil sa pagkawala ng kanilang purple buff. Any cutie trying his best, he will get away. And Execration dito, gusto ko yung idea ng Execration na sumabay na sabay eh.
Yep, non-stop sa bayan lamang. And they're really trying to see kung kaya nila out micro yung Aura. And they are. At to some degree they are. Pero the problem here is greed is 4-0 right now. Yung problema doon. Yung bayan nag 4-0.
Pero kasi, ang nagiging problema na lang naman nila dito sa pagsabay nila is hindi nila napapansin yung mga side lanes. Look at Hate got, sabihin natin, assassinated by Luwascho. So, you really need to focus more on just protecting your hyper carry at this point. Kasi feeling ko, Kiluwash hindi siya mag-shy away from those kinds of, alam mo yun, opportunities. Shakno dito, walang opportunity para kasi Salmon Force is still there. Execration, they are falling to the pressure na pinapakita ng Aura PH dito.
Ang mag-sustain laban sa isang at saka isang harit na pag nagsabay, no? Like, saan ka butan nalulugar? Medyo mahirap yan. Now they want to go for turtle. This is going to be a pretty open turtle unless may magawang milagro sa Itomax dito. Going in for that assault. Ang ganda si JP!
Ang ganda ginawa dun. Aura PH had a good thing in mind. Kunin na yung turtle doon, but sa Gitno, putting the pressure on, nag-ultimate siya doon. He catches out Harith. Harith didn't have the Salmon Force cooldown reduction. Wala din sa kanya yung purple buff niya.
Wow, that is just interesting. Sakto pa nakuha ng turtle buff. Na-last hit nung Unstoppable Force. Now, paano na to? Let's go and look at the Gillette instant replay. Looks like Itomax talagang gigil here. Going for greed. Nasipa nga lang ni Kiluwash. Pero naiwan nila yung dalawa to go for the turtle. Not to mention si Chakno malapit na din. That's why they lost that. Binigay nila isang kill pero nakuha nila mas dami in return.
So Execration dito, even though they give up 9 kills versus 4 kills for the side here of Execration, alam mo yun, kumbaga hindi siya magiging malaking factor just because you are put your presence into the map as well.
Yes, exactly.
Hindi yan yung tipong 9 kills tapos dire-diretso na nananalo lang yung Aura PH. Hindi. May tips din na nakukuha dito yung side ng Execration. Kailangan pa rin mag-ingat ng Aura PH dito.
Tingin ko din. And Aura PH is starting to look like they are just evening up. Execration, yung lamang nila nung game na bawi agad ng Exe. Right now daw sa Gito in trouble. Kiluwash going for the chase. Raging Sandstorm palayo. Walang problema for Exe. And bottom lane naman, Benny Cutie still non-stop on the Balmond. Pressuring KLVJ.
So ito yung nangyayari dito. Sa Gitno, pagka nagduduel sila ni Kiluwash, Kiluwash knows that he has the upper hand. Pero kasi kahit nasa kanya upper hand dito, yung damage output niya ngayon hindi enough just because of the sustain capability ang isang Khalid.
Totoo yun. And the Khalid as well is a great lane. That's why lagi talagang uunahan ng mga team natin. Pag-pick sa Khalid. Tignan nyo naman, Khalid over Yuzong ang nangyayari.
Naalala mo yung week number 1? Na parang week number 1, sabi natin yung Khalid is working, but right now it is the hero of the season. Pero look at this, Shakno nandun sa may pinakalikod. Benny Cutie will be the next target. The flicker, he will get away. At andun naman si Yuzhong getting the kill on that Lunox.
And naka-fade, ang maganda doon for Exe is naka-fade away. Nakuha si Hit ng turtle buff while all of that was happening.
Ito na naman silang dalawa sa may taas. And that is going to be our Gillette instant replay. Hashtag shave the day.
Napakagandang kuha din on Reflicia's Ufra, pero again, that happening, kuha pa rin ni yung and I think masaya naman ang execution with that pickup.
Dito gusto ng Aura PH talaga mag but still the question is, can they do that as the superior? Sabihin natin, not really superior, but they have sufficient na clear wave onto the side of execution.
Ito na nga si Kuya mo hate. I feel like kuhang-kuha ang timpla. Kuhang-kuha ng execution na sige, i-pressure natin yung side lanes para hindi nila mapansin masyado yung Lee Sin. And it's working. It's working. Lee Sin is doing a lot of damage sa jungle. At so in Aura PH, matagal pa yung iintay bago maging solid skill VJ on that Yuzong.
Tingnan natin dito yung mga plus for both teams. Execution dito, na shutdown nila si JP for the early game. 1-3-6 ngayon si JP. Looking at his goal, hindi ganun kataas as compared to Hate. Pero kung mapapansin dito, there is always the threat na makuli kayo sa mga zaman for shenanigans. JP dito getting stunned. Kaya ba nila huli? That is the question. Sa gitno dito, sobrang aggressive. Doon sa may likod, eto Max, nahuli! Sa gitno dito, ang magiging next target, knock up, will it hit? No, it won't, pero hindi naman kailangan. And why is that win for PH? Sa clash na yun, important kasi mag-up na yung turtle.
Tama. Iba talaga. Iba talaga. That is a great timing for a fight. And that's a pretty good pickup. Almost for nothing yung kill na nakuha nila doon sa Aura PH from Execration. So now Turtle win here. Once more, Zaman Force palapit kay Chanu. Akala niya safe siya yung pala. Last hit will be going to Reflecia instead. But the objective is still alive. Benny pwede pang mang-steal. With a little counter. He's balling. He's waiting for it. At nakuha pa ni Hate ang Turtle.
And dahil na-threaten dito ang Aura PH doon sa presensya ng Almo, the Benny Cutie, na retribution ni Hate etong Turtle. And that is...
Wow. Akala ko si Benny, no?
That is a crucial play on the side of Execration. Kasi sabihin man natin ngayon na in terms of kills, kung papansinin niyo yung kill score...
Medyo bugbog. Siyempre, 15-6.
15-6, nakakalamang talaga yung Aura PH. Pero kasi yung gold,
the gold is real.
Hindi yung story
Iba talaga. And they are fighting over towers right now. E2 Max, tinakil lahat ng sakit. Meteor shower, pero yung torrent nila, babagsak ng lang kalaban-laban. Wow, that's a lot of gold that Execration's getting na parang wala silang binibigay. Pero madami silang binibigay sa mapa. Ang bilis mag-farm ni X na Hate dito.
Interesting facts about Execration Aura PH dito. Alam mo yung Yeeson Shin. Well, not really the Yeeson Shin, but yung Khalid dito ng Execration, it has a high win rate. Khalid nila dito may 3 games before this, and they have a 66.67 rate all throughout. So, you really have to take notice na kung paano nila gamitin. That is the perfect setup for no naipit nila space etong Aura PH. Aura PH, kailangan nila tumakbo dito. Can they do this? What a play coming out from Chaknu. Tinapon niya dito si JP paharap sa mga kampi niya.
And I think yun lang yung kailangan niyang gawin, right? They just need, hindi kailangan magkaroon ng super strong na team fight si Chaknu. As long as he can get JP, I think okay na yun. That is the job that you want for that Jawhead. And now, Kelvin is 4-0-2 dun sa Yuzong, pero hindi masyadong naramdaman. I think that's a big problem. Considering ang ganda sana ng stat line talaga. Ang ganda ng stat line dito ng Aura PH, I have to say. And dapat yata they should have more gold dahil sa kills na to. Pero I wonder what's happening.
It's more the idea kasi 'di ba matitake down ng Aura PH yung Execration. Tapos ang mangyayari, low respawn timers. So, aabot sa oras, natatakbo lahat yung side ng Execution doon sa kung anumang objective yung kinukuha. At sila yung magsesecure.
Sila pa rin yung kukuha,
Sila
no?
pa rin magsesecure. Yes, nakakuha kayo ng kills, pero you're not really converting it into the objectives na kailangan mo for the side of Aura PH. Execution, hindi talaga nila tinatanan. And I like the aggression. Kumbaga, harapan tayo kung harapan. Kung gusto nyo talagang yung keep away game na ginagawa nyo all throughout, hindi namin napapayagan yun. ang gagawin namin, lalaban kami ng lalaban, hindi namin kayo pagpapahingahin.
And yun nga, nangyari over again, hindi natin napapansin mga maliliit na bagay na ginagawa ng Execration. Back to the game here, mga kaibigan. Here, 3K gold lead. Out of, I think, most of it is from the towers, obviously, kasi lamang sila ng dalawang torre. And that's something na feeling ko kaya namang mapantay agad ng Aura. Diba? Kaya nilang patayin yan. Strong split pusher. Pero hindi niya magawa kasi keeps having to check. And example of that, I think this should be an easy 1v1, pero
gusto gamitin ni
Benny pakulaw lang. Oo.
Gusto niya gamitin ni Benny yung regen.
I think so. I think he's just baiting.
Ngayon na may attention na siyang nakuha dito, he will try to get away. Pero ang tanong, kakayanin niya ba? With the help of the flicker, yes. Pero Kilowash dito, with the presence of mind.
Presence of
Sinabi
mind.
na ni Shinbu kanina yan. Presence
My
of
God.
mind.
And map awareness. Alam niya na, oy, teka, madilim ang mapa. Hindi maliwanag ang buhay
Yun yung isa sa mga magandang presensya ng mga side laners or off laners na tinatawag natin katulad ni Kilowash. It's more on the idea kung kumukuha ka ng atensyon para paano magkaroon ng breathing space si JP dito. I mean, JP, he's still doing okay, pero hindi yung area na ina-expect mo sa kanya, hindi yung performance na ina-expect mo sa kanya. Na-shutdown talaga siya dito hard.
That's
Aside
true.
ng Execration.
And I really like watching Kiluwash like that. Like, parang siyang, alam mo yung Indiana Jones, parang dami yung tinatakbuhan trap. Isa-isa yung tinatakbuhan niya. Ang ganda nun. Pero, for now, we are gonna go into a big team fight. Most likely, Sagitno with engaged. Green with the kill on the back foot. And Sagitno being left behind. Si Hate ang po ngayon ng Aura PH. Nia gets taken out.
And look at this, the turnaround execute done on Greed. Greed will go down. That is going to be godlike. Sagitno dito, lumuhod sa harapan ng apat. Make the tatlo.
Make the tatlo.
Teka lang ha.
Huli ka, boy.
Teka lang.
Malefic roar. Boom. Ayan na, ito na yung pang-split po talaga. So now, I think, kanya-kanya tinatrabaho yung teams dun sa exchange na yon. Greed yung gusto ng Exe. Ang Aura naman gusto ng Hate. Si Hate, nakuha pa sila ng bonus. And the Lord will go over to the red side.
Opening, and this is Execration not really getting the best team fight out of this. Kung nakikita mo,
split
nag-front si Sagit. Tama yung actually, okay sa gitna dun eh. But the problem is, they did not account for the players na pwedeng pumunta dun kay Hate. And Hate was put in a 3-man setup, in a triangle formation ng kalaban.
Na-take down agad si Hate.
Hindi niya na alam kung paano lalabas doon at that point.
To be honest, kahit na meron kang mga flicker and dash doon, there was just no way you were gonna get out of there. I think this lineup is specifically made to keep up Yi Shin. Kahit na super aggressive na at sa puntong ito, wala pang flicker si Hate.
And this is one of the reasons why infamous tong show ni Kilowash. Hindi sila mag-shy away eh, sa paggamit niyan because they know that Kilowash is now. Here comes the Lord. Unting-unting nagmamark siya dito. What do you have in mind? And dami play sa ginagawa kanina. They are forced back. Hate dito. Nahuli ni Raflisha and don't call him championship Kufra for nothing. Surprise dito si Eto Max. Look at that. Another knock-up coming out from Raflisha. And enabling people is the name of the game. Execution dito. They're falling down. Yung base nila, unti-unting bumababa yung buhay and going to be for the side of Aura PH. Kamuntikan pa, men. Kamuntikan pa ang Aura PH dito.
Championship Kufra, walang katakot-takot na papasok sa backline ng kalaban mo as long as alam nila na kaya nilang lumaban. That is just yun na yun. Ito yung benchmark nyo sa pagiging Kufra talaga. No doubt about it. Pero, go.
Ito lang. Strong teams or these kinds of yung talagang high-profile teams natin dito sa MPL, it only takes one mistake. Isang pagkakamali lang.
From a very good lead, by the way, kanina. It was a good lead from X eh.
Hindi yun basta-basta for the side of Execration. Execration, ang ganda ng huli nila dun sa game na yun. Ang ganda ng ginagawa limang members dito ng side ng execution. Si Benny, hinahabol niya lagi si Kiluwash. Si Sagitno, ang gaganda ng initiation niya. Si Hate is finding the farm. Max and Chakno doing their stuff. But still, just one mistake, Rockhart.
One big team fight actually. That was, it's very noticeable na yung decision making pa rin ng Aura PH is definitely on a high caliber, di ba? The decision na kailan tayo lalaban at anong klaseng laban ang kunin. Lamang ba tayo dito or hindi? Yung pagbakta mo sa sitwasyon, at knowing lamang ka doon, yun na isang skill talaga ng Aura PH na mahirap talaga i-replicate with teams, i-compare to other teams.
So, right now, we really have to know what Shinbu is thinking kasi ano ba tingin mo, Shinbu? One mistake or wrong mistake?
Isang wrong mistake.
We all know what can happen from one mistakes, no? Hindi lang sa laro. Welcome back dito sa ating segment. Maraming salamat sa ating masters. Syempre, iba, roughly pa rin, no? Especially in witnessing that fight, ano? There is this trend sa mga games natin na merong player, merong magiging playmaker ba ng dulo that will convert it to a victory for their team. Despite the lead here by execution early, no? Pero there are some key heroes then that allowed actually for Aura to endure that and steadily walk through that victory, no? And I would it is on Kiluwash. Consistent threat si Kiluwash dito. Actually, napapansin ko kanina pa may struggle si Sagitnu, no? On that Khalid during the laning phase with Kiluwash. And Kiluwash has been consistent on maintaining yung 4-1 configuration dito ng Aura when it comes to the push. He understands siguro yung buong Aura din. Naintindihan nila na a 4-man unit is already very rewarding for them. They have grid to shove the lanes. Alam mo yan, ang taas ng kanilang frontline pressure unless a massive play is done by Chakno. And it does look like, yes, Benecutie has the durability for it. Yes, si Etomax also, despite the bronze performance, has some outplay capacity for that Lunox para makalapit din. Pero yung playstyle ni Chakno, no, on this support, feeling ko mas kailangan ng mas makunat na hero to fit that playstyle of Chakno. I still like the playstyle of Chakno here. Pero yung hero lang, hindi fit for that playstyle, no? May mga ganung moments talaga si Chakno. Observahan niyo yung mga performances niya. Naka-PNK siya. Kumpara sa mga performances niya pag naka-Akay siya at saka naka-Atlas. Now, on to our player post-game. Ladies and gentlemen, makikita nyo nga gaano ka-training ni Kiluwash dito, no? Kiluwash actually has most third damage threat mula sa side dito ng Aura. At yan yung sinasabi natin na yung 4-1 config ng Aura na minemaintain nila ang baba ng third damage ng the rest of the members ng Aura dito because this is the 4-man squad na minemaintain nila against the members here ng Execration. If you want, you know, to have an easy reading of that stats, you know, makikita nyo na kung ano yung damage ng apat sa kanila. That is, of course, the soak-up damage or kuhang damage sa kalaban ng mga players dito ng Execration. Also, want to mention na yung yellow bars dyan kay Kiluwash. Third core item is a Malefic Roar, no, on that show, which is okay naman, pero you don't see that really everyday. After the BOD, minsan may show na iba yung item. It's not directly Malefic Roar, no? They fully cash in towards the Malefic Roar. Pero si Kiluwash, alam niya yung role niya. I will be a constant push and threat para sa team ko. Sinapapansin ko, Execution loves to fight. They have a composition na G para lumaban. Pero si kaya alam ni Kiluwash he can maintain his dominance on the side. By the way, naka high and dry pa si Kiluwash on that show. So, yeah, silipin na natin ang ating smart highlights of the game and of course witness some key moments for that game, no? Lalo pa sa dito ng mga taga Aura PH, no? There are some actually, ang pinang-alalahanan ko lang, no, yung mga early sana nagawa ni Sagitno, especially on that 3-minute mark. Okay naman sila, no? And actually, pagka 50-50 pa nga to. At actually, dito may konting huli, no? Kay Hate. May huli din naman para kay JP. It's totally understandable. Pero, dahan-dahan naka-recover si JP dito. Yan yung tinutukoy kong magandang huli ni Sagitno, no? So, magandang taas. He actually connected his Raging Sandstorm to 2 members dito ng Aura PH. And I got feel na parang in-underestimate yun ng Aura PH. Pero, syempre, may play nangyari kay Raflesia. Look at that. So, beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. After this, a pin down with his own ultimate. And automatic na yan. tignan mo kung sino yung buwelo dito. It was of Grid. Sadly, may ultimate pa pala si Grid. Ang dami niyang pwedeng iba to. At binadiblock naman siya ni Chakno doon. Pero, yun nga, kulang pa rin. And yun na nga, napinda yung mga members dito ng execration. And that was a massive play done by Aura. We also have nice pick-offs din mula kay Kiluwash. Pero hindi na natin masisili yun. But really, as we conclude this match, dahan-dahan, ang gusto nating abangan talaga is of that massive play by Raflisha. Look at Kiluwash pala po on the bottom lane. That is the impact of Kiluwash for that bottom lane, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a very interesting, no, initiate mula dito kay sa gitna. Look at that, no? So, i-rewind natin yan, no? Ang saya pag naka-rewind tol, ayan, no? Paatras. Oh, diba? Diba? Ganyan, no? Okay, so moving forward, we have that catch, no? Hindi na napakita, pero there is a maximum range initiate mula kay Kufra dito, mula kay JP. Very, very rewarding, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I would dare say Kiluwas was the one who established pressure for the lane and threat para sa Aura dito. Then you got Kufra. Surprisingly, it is gonna be of Grid that will be our running MVP. Cannot but feel this is a case na yung MVP natin na-enable naman ng kanyang mga mates. Medyo ayahay yung buhay din eh. Hindi ayahay, actually. Willing yung execution na mataya talaga si Grid dito. Pero ang daming ginagawa ng mga teammates ni Grid na to the point na nag-whittle to Kasi aside from kailangan mo mahuli si Grid, kailangan mo rin trabahuin si Kiluwash na nag-dominate sa isang lane. Kailangan tayan yung threat ni Raflisha. Diba? Ang dami pa. Si BJ has shined a lot on the user, especially on the early game. You know, strong on all facets. Ganoon na lang masasabi natin dito sa Aura PH. And it was a pretty standard game. Broad fight. Wala tayong nakitang masyadong novelty. Maybe just the Jawhead on Chaknu. But yeah, tingnan natin what will happen on game number 2. Relax lang tayo. At actually thankful ako na daan-daan number 1 natin with execution and Aura. Usapan MPL muna tayo mga tol. Bren lang ang malakas, unstoppable at their current form. Sino mga teams ang mayroong chance na talunin sila? Share your insights at mananalo kayo ng skins na worth 209 diamonds. #BeLegendary. Mga first entry would be coming from Alexis Martinez. Ang koponan na nakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Team Omega. I think this is the first vote no na ibigay sa Team Omega dahil nakuha na nila ang kanilang momentum. Yung mga powerhouse teams na nakuha na yung momentum talaga during the regular season. On to the next entry, we have one from Leonardo Bacton Felix Jr. Koponan na nakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang MPL-PH dahil naniniwala ako sa kakayahan nila. Of course, lalong-lalo na sa best support mage ng PH na si Oh My Venus. Indeed, long live the queen, mga kaibigan. I think this is a fan for Onyx PH. Of course, our next winner will be from Mike Santos. Kung pa na makakatalo daw rin would be PH na naman, di ba? Dahil malakas ang core nila na si very basic. I love it. Alright. Mga tol, maraming salamat sa mga sumagot sa ating usapang MPL. Nanalo kayo ng skins 269 Dias worth. Now, magandang big giveaway din. Hindi nyo kailangan sumagot. Kailangan nyo lang i-type yung code na yan na pina-flash ngayon dito sa screen ninyo. And meron pa tayong bonus giveaway code din. Ayan. Dahil, syempre nataya natin yung ating target, no? Na entries para sa ating mythical raffle draw. Sa inyo magandang bigayan lagi dito sa segment natin. Of course, mythical raffle draw, fill up yan. bit.ly/MRD-W6. Yes, no? Sinusubaybayan nyo. I think pwede na. I think pwede. Kasi pick 5 na pala to. Maka-fill up ka lang ng 5 form nito. Makompleto mo yan. Qualified ka na doon sa ating Grand Mythical Raffle Draw. Pa sa skin, hindi mo mapanalunan mula sa MPL. Alright? Yun na muna tayo for this segment. That is just game number 1 concluded. And we know na they have a lot of things. They can do a lot of things pa. We got game number man, you know the basics. And what is the basic Aura PH? They are strong. Back to you, casters.
That is basic nga for the
They
side
are
of
strong.
Aura PH. They are strong. That is one way to describe them.
Yep.
You know what? Ako, ang gusto ko na sabihin dito, persistent itong side ng execution. And
so.
Kung gugusto nilang bumawi dito, they have to do so.
Relentless eh.
Relentless.
Diba? Relentless,
Kumbaga,
hindi ka titigilan.
Hindi ka titigilan. And alam mo yung Aura PH, yes, they have the lead right now, but you know what? There is a chance for Execration to take this to a game number 3.
Yeah, I think
but
so too.
hindi din kasi hahayaan ng Aura PH. Basta mangyari yun, I'm pretty sure na merong isang plano dito, yung Aura PH, just to close this out right now.
Yeah, get that win rate, secure the win rate, and this is a team na ang daming line na kayang gawin. Kahit iba mo yung Kufra. For example, maisip ngayon ng Execration na iban yung Kufra. There's just so many things that Rafflesia can play.
Yeah.
A lot of the biggest of Aura PH obviously is going to be their hero pool. Everyone knows the championship Kufra, right? Everyone knows that. It always almost gets banned out. Pero, laging may nalalabas na malupit na break ang Aura. And that's the reason why the fans love these guys, right? That's the reason why. Pero again, Execration, on the other hand man, Execration, this is a team that hindi na nagsettle na matalo lang basta-basta. And I like that. I like the attitude. And when put in a difficult situation, medyo may mga kaiba din dito sa team na to. Kaya mahirap talagang magsabi na hirap. Walang ganun eh. Hindi mo masabing ganun eh.
Can they do it? Yan yung malalaman natin in just a bit as we are going to head on to the draft in just a bit. But you know what? Para PH, I do agree that they are very creative and they are not scared to express yung creativity na yon in terms of that certain drafting. Pero you know what? Execration, napakita din naman kasi na kaya nila eh. It's just yung small mistake. Ang galing nung factor ng one mistake can just lose you the game.
Yeah, it's difficult to bakit sa yung ganun mangyari na you're playing for very well, you're playing perfectly for the past how many minutes? 15 minutes? 13 minutes? Tapos isang mali lang, mag-fall everything na pinano mo and you consistently played against. Now, given that Aura PH got almost double the kills, hindi pa rin naging problema for Exe. Kaya nagtataka talaga tayo, like, what are the good things that Execration did to keep that keep the lead in their favor for a solid 70% of the game? Yung Aura na yung tumapos. Let's see if there's gonna be changes on the picks here. Ang mangyayari ngayon, mismo ang magbaban dun sa Kufra.
Pero alam mo, binan naman dito na Execration yung Diggy. And they don't really want Diggy shit.
Wala na.
Them. Sila yung first na nakatikim nun from Aura PH and ayaw talaga nila. Execration naman, ayaw din nila ibigay yung Selena ni Green. Although, pwedeng yan ni Eto Max, pero kasi first material talaga.
First pick material, bro.
Once na nabigay ang Selena, everyone will just go for it.
And there's no doubt about it. Selena is still one of the best supports talaga in the game. Next to Farsa, next to Valir right now. And I would say na it's not that much of a hit. Hindi ganun kalaking impact sa hero pool ni Creed. Again, Aura PH banning out another hero that they used here on the Harris. Which is, again, medyo nakakawa dito is mirror din siya, di ba? Hindi lang siya hero ni JP, hero din siya ni Hate. So, it's funny what Aura PH is doing here right now on the draft.
Aura PH, it didn't work on their side sa totoo lang, yung Harif pick.
No, you think? Really?
I mean, nagawa nila baliktarin yung fight. Pero, sa isang perfectong setup,
hindi dapat mangyari yung lalamang
na nagkaroon talaga ng malaking gap in terms of Hate and JP yung panahon na yun. And you could see that happening. And sabi dito na Aura PH, wag na lang natin ibigay sa kanila. We're not gonna use it anymore. And we are in a better position na makapag-secure na mas magagandang hyper carry for their side.
Exactly. A lot of options are open. Yujon's open right now. So, I don't think hindi i-ignore naman ng Aura PH yun. It's not unlikely that papayaan nilang makuha ng X yun. So, most likely the first pick here. If not the Khalid again. Hilda! Interesting.
Gusto maging aggressive dito ng Aura PH.
Yep. Early aggression.
And nasabi natin to kanina. Na hot commodity talaga dito. Commodity ang isang Tams sa game na to. And Execration, they'll just ban it out.
They don't. They're just gonna go ahead and get someone else na equivalent ng Tams, which is basically this Khalid. And it worked. It worked for a big amount. Today, actually, maganda yung win rate ni Khalid today, no? A lot of teams that pick up the Khalid, I think more or less 60 to 70% win rate. So I like it, and I'm sure it's going to do well for Exe. Ang tanong though, ang dami pa ring open options for Aura PH. Not to mention Farsa is also available for Green.
Sino yung is this going to be a Chang-O?
Yun nga.
And a carry? Yung carry nila? Or are they gonna go for a second? Carry na nga nila. Yuzhong na naman went under. Oh yes! It went under the radar once again.
Lancelot. That's a lot of very powerful picks being locked in for Aura PH. Ang sagot naman ng Exe is, we are going to pick Lunox. Interesting. Very interesting from Execration.
Yan siguro yung panglaban nila sa Hilda and sa Yuzhong. So, well, it is a given na kung kunyari mag-dragon form siya, ay lumapit siya, if Etomax is in the vicinity, pwede siyang ma-burst down through magic penetration, and sa totoo lang, it will force the Yuzhong then to get magic resistance eh.
That's true.
Ang medyo uso kasi ngayon, ang medyo uso kasi ngayon physical eh, kasi hyper carry eh. Pero nagkakaroon na tayo ng point adjustment just because may Chang-O, may Kagura, and may ganitong Luno.
Well, the Yuzhong has integral Oracle builds naman. I think second or third item usually, pwede siya mag-Oracle. And that's something that, you're gonna force the enemy. That's good. That's good for execution.
Pero sabi ng execution dito, ayaw namin ibigay yung Kagura, ayaw namin gulatin yung kami. Katulad ng mga ginagawa ni Creed. Shenanigans and everything. Aura PH, what are they gonna ban?
Baloy, eh.
Baban ba nila dito yung Yison Shin? Baban out nila yung ayaw nila ulit na mabato-bato lang dito basta-basta yung hyper carry nila. Katulad ng nangyari sa game number 1 with JP, getting caught out almost every time na malapitan siya dito ni Chuck.
Surprisingly, binibigay talaga nila yung Yison. Wala silang pakit kung mag-Yison apparently. Very interesting to watch.
And alam mo yun, kasi madali kay Lancelot na abutin eh, yung Yison Shin.
That's true.
If they ever go for the Yison Shin, madali kasi talagang abutin.
Especially yung Yison Shin kanina hate which had the retribution at hindi yung flicker.
And usually naman kasi hindi mo naman makikita talaga si Yison Shin na mag-flicker.
Usual meron na. Excuse me.
I mean, you would see more emphasis onto the retribution. Pero kasi, yun talaga kasi isang selling factor ni Yison Shin eh. Parang pwede mo kasi i-refresh yung dash niya.
Yep. And
but
it has a built-in parang mini purifier. Diba? So, I know. Pero, a lot of the safer KDA leaders that we have right now actually just use that. So, Veil!
And it's actually, it's a good answer.
Interesting.
It's a good answer.
Interesting.
Magandang sagot siya para sa isang hero na nakaluhod. Sa isang lugar.
Nakaluhod?
Ay, yung
si Galid. Tama. Titigil ka ng matagal sa isang lugar?
Titigil ka ng matagal sa isang lugar? Sige. Ulti.
Plus, not to mention, builds Necklace Durance early. Solid. Sok pa rin, di ba? Interesting. And hate going for the claw this time around. Chaknu on that. Show Okay.
Hindi takot.
Aura PH.
Ang Aura PH na mag-experiment ng mga bye-bye. But we'll know that kasi this is not the first time na nakita naman tayo ng game.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
It's the first time. Pero at least the creativity is there. Iluwash pa dito.
Ang tanong, bro.
Ano, bro?
Nakakita na ba tayo ng veil na gumana?
That's the
Yun
question.
ang tanong.
That is the question.
Oo. Kasi, there's always a first time for everything. There's a first time for everything. And it will be very interesting to see if Veil can finally find a home dito sa lineup may Ruby. Kasi kung gusto mo nga namang pumigil at magpabagal ng mga tao, manghila ng tao, Ruby na ang gumagawa nun pa.
This is going to be a very interesting match. You see Aura PH just pulling out something from the hat na tinatawagan natin. But you know what? Execution, on the other hand, sila yung, sabihin na natin sila yung may simple na lineup.
They do have a bit more easier to execute lineup.
Easier
Tama?
execute lineup. So, if ever they want to win this, kailangan talaga nila sundan yung pattern na required para sa kanila.
Yeah.
But for PH, it takes a bit more effort. But if they can pull it off, ito yung mga instances na parang pakamot ka na parang, paano to?
Paano to? The surprise factor is the power here for Aura PH, diba? Kasi people don't expect the Veil lineup until you see the Veil lineups. I would think na mas tama yung sinabi mo kanina, mas madaling i-pull off yung lineup ngayon ng Execration. Sobrang sanay na sila dito eh. Especially with the Lunox. Ilang season na nilang gamit to. It's an easy way to burn damage in the early game. And the problem with the Veil is it's later game damage, diba? And may mga Veil builds nga na hindi pang bawas talaga. More of pang crowd control.
Yes.
Which will allow yung kanilang hyper carry na maging na to for lower HP targets. Yun yung punto actually. Pag may Veil Ultimate, hindi mo kailangan patayin using the Veil Ultimate. Kailangan mo lang siyang pababain ng buhay para mag-finish off siya nung hyper carry mo. In this case, that's the Lancelot. So, will that work the way that Aura planned it though?
That is something that we have to notice in a bit. Pero nakikita mo dito, that is the hot point, the key point for Aura PH dito, na nandiyan sa Rafflesia, I can catch anyone out na tatambay dito sa gilid. Pero kung papansin mo talaga dito, palong-palo si Rafflesia.
Palong-palo?
And look at the damage. Grabe yung damage output nila dito.
Yep, it's real. And again, yung passive talaga nitong ni Hilda, it's just something that it's very difficult to deal in the early stages of the game. It's a reason why this hero gets banned out all the time. 4 people from Aura PH nakatambay ngayon sa mid lane. Control the Wanderer goes over to Execration still on that left side. And we are back on even.
Proactive dito si Hayden. Ang ginawa niya, nakita niyang binabasag na yung sa Wanderer dun sa may kabila. What he did was, he went straight on the other side. Pero si Benny Cutie dito has something in mind. He went there and nakaluhod siya dito. And it's a way to delay JP.
That's right. Good way to delay JP as well as also just, have vision over that map.
At habang dinidelay nila si JP, sa gitno, kinukuha naman yung buff doon. Like yung pagmando dito ng mapa ng Execration, kinukulit nila si JP to the point na hindi niya makukuha muna yung kanyang purple buff. Ibigay din naman talaga nila while actually denying yung orange buff doon sa kanyang orange buff side.
That's right. And that's a big deal. Tanggalin mo ng orange JP, it's gonna be harder for him to slow down targets. Pero ang problema, of course, we'll still be able to get some kills on the map. Ang problema, si Hate ang lakas din ng farm ngayon on that Claude.
Kumbaga, team, ito yung mga nakikita natin sa mga carries natin. They're making adjustments. Pero palo-palo talaga ang isang Hilda dito. And once na nandyan yung Lunox at nag-scale up na yung Lunox, that's the time na magkakaroon ng onting problema na dito si Rafflesia. But right now, ayaw talaga muna nila ibigay yung level 4 note as they will commit an ultimate galing kay Kilowash.
And si Ito Max going down is a bad sign actually for Execration. I feel like dapat laging buhay si Ito Max to control the mid lane. Or else it's gonna be an easy push here for Aura, I think. Especially Rafflesia right now. Sobrang confident dito sa Hilda to.
Tsaka kasi 3 stacks na to eh.
Yun nga eh. Ang bilis actually. Nagulat ako.
3 stacks na to. So,
1 kill and 2 assist.
Kailangan nila mag-ingat dito na kapag nakuha ni Rafflesia yung level 4 niya, that's going to be a significant boost in terms of damage.
Absolutely. And now it's going to be, again, clear lang ang magagawa ng Exe while the turtle is going to go na ta-targetin right away for sure ng Aura PH.
And that's the power of a Hilda. Pero ito Robert, ang importanteng ng mapa ngayon is the turtle lane. Nandoon na yung turtle, nag-set up yung mga teams natin dito. You can see Lance, hindi siya masyadong naaalis dito sa may purple buff area nila. Rafflesia though, andito pa rin siya, hindi talaga siya mapupresa ni Chaknu umalis dito sa place na to. And alam din ni Rafflesia dito in terms of the passives and everything.
He's home. He's at home.
Siya yung nasa upper hand pagka nakapag-trade siya dito sa ginagawa ni Chaknu. And look at this, another kill for Kilowash. Pero another stack na naman for Rafflesia.
And the Benny Cutie Raging Sandstorm 2v1 lang naman. JP Phantom Execution nagalawan. Grabe man. Talaga ang teamwork talaga nitong dalawang to. Hindi mo talaga mapapatawad.
Yung Blazing Duet, nagawa niya yung pakay nung Blazing Duet na yon.
Clear.
Na-clear niya yung wave.
Exactly.
Although, kamuntikan, nakita natin yung damage na ginawa ni Grid dito. Grid, shout out yung
Eto
sita
na.
dito kay Raflesia. Kilowatt andito para umalay. Pero ang sakit sa ulo talaga ng isang kill. Kung agro, flicker out, eto Max. Pero doon sa baba may Balmond tayo nagpo-push and that's going to be the turtle going to the side of Raflesia.
Parang dalawang bully nagsama, no? Si Hilda kasi si Ruby. Hindi mo siya basta-bastang mapapatay. Tapos hihila-hilain ka lang, hahampas-hampasin ka lang ng mga malalaking weapon na dala. So talaga naman. And problem is, for MPL-PH, si Hate nakakalibre pa rin ng resources sa kanilang dako naman ng mapa.
Talaga naman. Si Chuck na naman dito, nagkita na naman sa Besties! Bestie! Kamusta ka? Pero si Chuck, no, at least, hindi niya binibigay yung brush na yan.
Tama.
Ayaw niyang ibigay. He denies the fact na nakukuha na ng aura to.
Kung gusto ng aura ng control nun, kailangan nilang paghirapan.
Oo.
Diba?
Pero alam mo, Aura PH, they're getting the game that they want.
Ito nga.
Ito yung game na talagang confident sila na kaya nilang mapanalo as long as yung pacing na to tumuloy-tuloy para sa side nila.
Yup, and Greed making it work on Veil. Pansin mo, he's not getting all the kills, pero somehow he's really helping in controlling the waves at yung controlling yung team fight. Ayaw pumasok ng Exe kasi yung damage output is real from the Veil as well.
Nakikita mo na naman dito. Ito na naman yung invade factor na pinapakita dito ng side ng RPH. Although makukuha ni Hate yung buff niya doon. Walang maagaw sa kanya. Pero yung Hilda dito, namamahay na talaga. Feels like home.
Yes. This is my turf
Mamaya, promise, makakatulog na yan dyan.
Oo, makahiga na.
Hindi naman talaga pag namamahay.
Kubo na.
Pero eto, sabi niya, sige, namahay ka. At look at the damage. Isang knock-up lang at tumba sa Raflesia dito. Gusto siya nawawalang buhay. Siya gusto lumaban. Grabe yung
fair play.
Hoy! And look at this, the pull from Kilowash. Napa-flicker out siya dito. Tignan natin kung paano ang pacing netong sunod ng mga teamfight na mangyari. Look at JP, talaga pumasok na siya dito. As a phantom execution, wala na siyang dash in dito. And that's going to be the punish. Great play from Benny Cutie, realizing na wala nang pangkakas at that point.
Yeah.
Si JP.
Sobrang ganda ng ginawa ng execution doon, going for who we really need to go for. And a big mistake for JP to go chase Hate into uncharted territory na wala silang vision. So, naging problem yon and Hate was able to get an assist because of that as well. It was just uncharacteristic for JP to go there without up. And ang ganda naman ng sagot ng Exe doon as well.
And execution making things count. Hate dito has the turtle and level 12 na si Hate. If you would look at the items ni Hate dito, I'm pretty sure na nakukuha niya na din yung perfect setup para sa kanya. And there is another pick of Hate dito. Man, oh man, he's just going ham. And grabe yung farm ni Hate dito.
Sakit. Naka-turtle pa yan. And another 2v1. Tower goes down as well. Sa bot lane, execution ngayon. Galit na galit. Going for the hunt. Eto na si Chakno. That was a nice try. Pasa niya kabilang direction. Iba sana ang magiging nun. Pero still, makuha pa rin ang Torre sa gitna.
At nagbago ang pacing natin. They are leading this. Lamang na naman sa kills ng Aura PH dito. Pero in terms of
sila pa rin lumalamang.
Sila pa rin ang lumalamang. And ito yung sinasabi natin, relentless, perseverance, persistent. Ayaw nilang ibigay ng madali itong laban na to.
Sabi nga ni Shinbo, puso.
Puso
talaga ng Exe.
Hindi susukuan. Yun lang yung isang factor ng execution na makikita mo para sa side nila na talagang gumagana. Hindi sinusukuan basta-basta. Pero
grabe namang pick yun. Chuck! Uy!
Sinasabi natin, Chaknu, the X-Factor.
X-Factor. Out of nowhere. By the way, misposition from Greed to go near that bush. Pero I guess yun yung mahirap pag you don't have heroes like Yusan Shin, Selena, or Diggy for the map control, for the vision. Talagang there's no way but to face check those bushes.
Dito, Rockart, kung paano na sumiset up dito, yung side ng execution sa loob ng gubat ng Aura PH. This could be bad of execution, pero mababa din yung buhay dito ni JP. If they can get the kill, this would be bad for the side of Aura PH. Nandun na may likod, Kilowash dito, nahuli siya. And execution, just matching up to everyone here on the side of Aura PH. Bigla na lang nag-swing yung favor pabalik sa execution just because Hate is getting the farm that he needs.
Finally, Hate is looking better here. Aside from that buff na nakuha niya kanina, going for the Lord as well. Slow and steady on the objective is the name of the game right now. With a 5,000 lead laban sa Aura PH dito sa Game 2.
But ito, Rockhart, may tinatawag what could actually cost replay. Look at this fight, Rockhart.
It actually better kasi walang Aura kundi ang takbo. Doon sa posisyon na ginagawa kasi around their jungle area. So, this is forcing Aura PH to go into weird situations and awkward positions na lumalamang sila sa laban dahil nahuli si JP!
Nahuli si JP, and that is bad for the side of Aura. They might have dropped the ball sa game na to, but let's see. Grid, nahuli niya si Hate. Talo dito habang nag-blazing duet. This is really the time where Execration wants to finish this. Wala si JP, wala si Greed. This is the perfect time for them. And look at them, para silang nag-aabang dito ng bus para ilabas sila dito sa base.
Take me out.
Aura PH. Pero sabi nila dito, wala nang patumpik-tumpik. Tapusin na natin to. 4 seconds habang mag-respond si JP. This is going to be the crucial moment of the fight. Buhay na uli si JP. There is damage output and look at this. Chaos Darkening, it's there. Lethal counter na ba to? Roughly siya dito. Yung hilda niya kanina na sobrang bully ngayon. Siya na ang binubully. And man, oh man, Execution dito just rallying
Last
back.
wave.
Getting this win against the side of Aura PH. Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to a game number 3. Hindi basta-basta ang Execution.
Hindi basta-basta at lalaban hanggang dulo kahit na goals sa simula. That is Execution. Sabi nga, pinupuso talaga ang labanan. And I'll be frank, I didn't see the Ruby Veil work nung mid to late game na. No early game it was doing some damage, pero nung mid to late lata na nagiging mas mahirap na makipagsabayan dun sa talagang like hard hitters that we have on Execration.
Execration, very capable of turning things around. Napakita na sa atin yun. The Veil, Ruby, and the Hilda setup na ginawa dito ng Aura PH. It was aggressive, pero at a certain point lang, it has its limits. And ang ginawa dito ni Hate, he just turned it around with the help of his teammates na inactivate siya and just gave him time to stack up on the gold.
Yep. And the gold was all Hate needed. Did not need the kills, did not need anything at all. The gold, and it led them to a victory.
Pero alam mo sino madaming gold sa totoong buhay? Etong solo analyst segment natin. Si Shinbu, madaming gold sa totoong buhay ito. Shinbu, tingin naman yan.
Madami talaga paring batters. Lagi mo kasi akong pinapahiram at pinapautang ng gold. Anyway, welcome back to this solo analyst segment. Team number 2 was won there by Execration. It was a very interesting battle. Actually, no, nakaantabay ako and tinignan ko mabuti kung, how will this escalate? No? It was working in favor of Aura PH. Here's how. Muna tayo into the items, no? I want to emphasize though na pwede tayong dumiretso sa resulta ng laban. Kaya din natalo. I have still very big questions on the Ruby, on the Veil, no? Yeah, I know you can answer that. And I did saw some fair share din naman doon sa competitive. But against this comp, no? Especially the Cho. Lalo ang dali issue talaga nung Claude. You can just dance around, diba? You can just outmaneuver this Ruby and this Veil. But it's very interesting to see and hear mula sa Aura PH what is really the biggest reason why this Veil and Ruby was chosen. They're kind of the least performing players dito. Who said lead sana ng Aura, no? Bakit ko nasabi na dapat may supposed lead sana yung Aura? Maganda yung simula ng Aura dito. Pero may lang ako hindi ko lang napansin na grabe na pala yung threat nila eto Max. Si Chaknu, no? Kahit hindi ganun kaganda yung ni Chaknu dito, was doing really well. And Hate, man, this is a nice headline for Hate. He is consistent. Now, on to the post-game. Silipin natin ngayon. Let's check naman kung ano nga ba yung naging resulta nung bakit, no? Why this game turned out to be that way. Double checking ulit. Kaya sa Gitno, no surprise naman on sa Gitno and having that blue bar up. But Hate here is consistent. He's not just consistent in terms of damage. He was involved with the turrets as well. Kaya naman pala mababa yung kill count niya dito. Although it is participatory, no? Pero mataas yung yung assist. Meaning that when he was involved onto the fights, merong mga kasama yan. But look at the damage to turret that he has done. Tamang trabaho lang si Hate dito. There was a lot of nagawa dito ni Benny Cutie at I would say ni Chaknu at kahit naman ni Eto Max, no? Look at the damage here to turret ng Aura. That is very, very interesting. Can't help but feel na kung ano yung certain playstyle na ginawa ni Grid doon sa Chango kanina, hindi mo talaga pwede gawin sa isang Veil. Yung kiluwash sa niya kanina, napakalayo with this. Here's the thing, I keep on mentioning maganda sana yung simula ng Aura dito. Let's look onto the minimap kasi may ginawa yung execution dito na kakaibang rotation. They actually had the Khalid rotate here, no? Benny Cutie rotate here. Then went from here. Tapos, ang ganda rin ng rotation ng Balmond. He actually went here, no? So, we have sa Gitno, we have Benny Cutie here. Tapos, the rest of the members ng Execration, pumunta rin dito sa may blue buff. So, let's mark that E. Nag-respond yung dyan. Nag-respond yung, sorry, baguhin ko lang yung kulay ng natin, na ating point. Let's make that blue. Nag-respond yung Execration dito. They actually fought here. Lumapit yung Execration. It was a won by Execration. Habang si was just farming here. Bottom line, with that kind of set, yung magandang plano sana ng Execration for that map was foiled kasi ang pinangkuha nila ng buff dito as of a Balmond, no? Now, the thing about Balmond, so dito na-secure na ng Aura, no? Na-secure na ng Aura yung buff nila. So walang nakuha Execration dito. The problem about Balmond, after ng Aura dito, rotate sila dito, tapos pinatulan din yung Balmond. Naabutan pa nila yung Balmond. Na 4-member kill nila yung Balmond dito. Kasi yung Balmond ang bagal kumuha nung Fiend. Ikot-ikot lang yon mga tol. And the thing about nung ikot nung Balmond, it is a massive AoE damage dealing skill. Pero pag inobserbahan mo mabuti yung damage per second niya, hindi talaga ganun kataas. The idea for Balmond is to actually clear, not so efficient actually in getting pa. And yun, the biggest headline for that is those kills na involve si Rafflesia. By the 3-minute mark, si Rafflesia ang buff. Let's move on to the highlights of the game. Actually, kung gaano ka-impactful si Rafflesia dito. First blood, and even the first 4 kills of the game ay involve si Rafflesia. That is just 3 minute, 40 seconds, 4 attacks na kaagad si Rafflesia. Very, very clear threat. At umabot pa tayo ng hanggang sa 5 minute 20-second mark that Rafflesia has 6 stacks. Technically, yung member ng Execration dito at sisigaw yun ng aray. Ang problema, the moment na nagpa-pop up na si Rafflesia, kulang yung follow-up para sa kanya. Hindi ganun ka-evident. And with all these things that I've mentioned, si Hate nagfa-farm, nagpupush, kumukuha ng objective. The moment that he joined the party, that he joined the fight, he was impactful. Napakalaki ng contribution ni Hate to the point that PH did respect that. There's a lot of pressure mula doon kay Hate at nag-aantay siya makakuha sana ng pagkakamali mula dito sa Execration. Clearly malayo doon sa composition ng Aura PH kanina na maraming crowd control, na maraming side lane pressure, backline skill, no? Yes, you got clearly malayo sa isang chart. Para sa side ng Execration with our MVP onto Hate. I'm very, very happy onto this one. It's also consistency para kay Hate dito. I made my own analysis regarding Hate, and isa sa mga problem ni Hate dito was of his consistency, no? He is compared to the likes of H2 and other cores, but this is really good. The KD 207, I actually like that. That means focus pa rin, no? Is always good. Third damage, yan, building damage. Very, very. Kahit wag na natin i-account yung yung damage dealt niya, pero building damage, totally okay. Kaya na may pagkaluwag-luwag yung approach doon ng Aura PH against Execration, but you don't want to be at the Execration. They'd happily take it in style. Now, let's see what will happen to the game number 3. Pero usapang MPL muna tayo Bren pa rin ang malakas. Mga kaibigan, still unstoppable at their current form. Anong teams? Sino mga teams ang may chance ng talunin sila? Ibigay niyo sa amin mga insights nyo, you get a chance to win 296 diamonds worth na skin. Kay Ian Rex Espinosa, ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Team Onyx dahil natalo na sila nilang paghahanap sa week 1 at sure akong paghahandaan na nila Ma'am She's ang Bren. Ano? I love the support pero I think wala na yatang chance na mangyari yan because yesterday is actually the Onyx matchup na nalo yung ano. We also have Edward Naraw, ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren MPL-PH dahil maayos at maganda ang chemistry nila. Pwede sana sa bangkit pero medyo balita, kaibigan, still love. Of course, on our third entry, we have Luis James Pascual. Actually, pwede sila mapapala sa playoffs. Could be one. Ang koponan na makakatalo sa Bren Esports ay ang Aura PH dahil isa sila sa team na magandang teamwork at iwala sila sa isa't isa. Trust, as always, very, very important. So, sige. Ito ang mga code natin. Kunin nyo na yan, mga tol. That is our giveaway code. Lots of goodies coming in from MLBB. Hindi nyo makuha once input that. May bonus code pa dahil na-achieve natin yung target na 10,000 raffle entries mula doon sa critical raffle. Maraming salamat sa suporta nyo, mga tol. Always appreciated. Siyempre, yun ang ating this link. It's at bit.ly/m is the week 6 form. Pwede nyo na fill upan ngayon para next week may maganda kayong bigayan mula sa amin. Mythical raffle draw. Avail of that for para doon sa ating mythical raffle draw na hindi lang basta-basta skin ang prizes. I won't hold you back, mga tol. This is our last game definitely for the night. So let's enjoy it and let's make the most of it. Execration and let's go.
At medyo pang horror yung shift. Pero that's totally fine. Hindi ko din alam kung paano sasagutin yun sa totoo lang. Pero maraming salamat for the analysis. I do agree.